Bonga, bonga,
Yo,
bong.
bonga bonga bong. We live now, brothers. We are
We
live in
Yo,
live.
the
we live. Yo,
building. We
Yes.
live. YouTube,
The
Facebook.
whole
What is
building.
good, man?
I'm disappointed that he wasn't in episode 2, Luho.
Who's that?
Oh boy. My boy Nori. He wasn't in episode 2, man.
Oh, you saw something about that shit,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Why is that you really sad about this, yo?
Like 15 minutes into it, I couldn't take this shit. I was like, yo, this is trash.
I thought y'all loved that loving hip hop shit, man. Thought y'all
I
favorite
guess after
shit,
you
yo.
take a break,
Mm.
as you get older and as your mind kind of changes,
Mhm.
you start to see things differently. And
Mm.
so it's just like my life. I don't have like drama in my life, and I don't care about drama or
No
other
drama,
people's
yo.
drama. So
No
it's
other
like
people drama.
I don't give a fuck about what is going
None
on.
of that
I don't
drama.
watch it no more.
Maybe
Like,
that's why I never got into any of that love of hip hop shit. It's just all this drama. It's fake drama, and it's just that
yes,
shit turned me. I couldn't do it, yo. I couldn't do it,
I
man.
don't like the fact. Well, it is what it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
you have traumatic things happening to you,
hmm
Mm-hmm.
and you're willing to share that to the open audience,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's the way it's received by other people. Don't get me wrong. It's just not for us then, because there's people
Mm.
out there though that will learn for that. D, you know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
of
people
course, of
out
course.
there, yeah. So that's the thing. Like maybe the optimist in me is just saying, well, somebody is, getting
Well,
help
but
through this.
I mean, those shows are toxic. Those shows are intentionally toxic, and that some
of
of them shows
course.
that is the reason why they just like that get greenlit, and
And what's crazy is like people legit think that this is supposed to happen
right,
in black people's lives. Like
right.
even black folks. It's like I see some women, they feel as if what they see as this love and hip hop, but that's how relationships are supposed to
Mm,
be. Are they supposed to handle relationships? And then
hmm
men the same way. They think that, I gotta go in order for me to make it, I gotta go get clout. So
right,
I gotta act
right.
wild on TV or act differently than what I am in real life just so that way I can get that notoriety.
But I'm not even gonna sit there and pretend like it's just like love and hip hop and black. That's all those reality shows. They're all the
Oh
same.
yeah.
And we heard years later how like we hear from people saying like the shit is fake. They say it like they can't. I think they
Yeah.
have some kind of like gag order thing on some kind of like NDA where they can't really speak too much about the show like right after
Right.
they get off. We always hear years later. They say how they put them in positions to say certain things and to do certain things. Like if something happened, they do that again. Do that again, but let the camera see it this time. They do that
Right.
shit intentionally and shit, yo. That's what they do. Or they some kind of conflict. They orchestrate some kind of conflict. They know somebody got problems with this other person and they set it up so they gotta bump heads and shit, yo.
And see each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Even like the shows like about building homes and stuff like that. I didn't
Oh,
know
those are totally fake.
Chip and Joanna. That was like when they did their show, that was my favorite show. And I didn't know that shit was fake until it started coming out. Just like, they tell people, you're supposed to act surprised even though you don't like
all
it.
of those. We know all
And
of
there
them.
was
Trust me, but
somebody,
come on, man. All of
but
them
there was
shows
a
are
black
fake,
couple
yo.
that went on there and it was like, and they looked at it and they was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't pay for this shit. I don't
now,
want this.
now, love it or list. I mean, all the shows are the same. I think I haven't heard about some of these shows like House Hunters and all that. I heard people they already own the house already. That's what I heard.
Yep.
They already have that's their house, but they try to pretend like they looking at. But on Love It or Listed, that house on Love It or Listed was actually on my route and shit. Yo, it was actually on my regular route.
Yo,
Yo,
for real.
yeah.
That's
And there was a
crazy.
couple, and I was like, what the? I was like, oh shit. Oh, mute that shit, man. Come on, man. What's going on, yo? And then, so I saw the house. I was like, the house looked familiar. Then I was like, oh, I saw the people. And I talked to the lady and shit. I was like, yo, I saw y'all on Love and Unlisted. She's like, yeah. So it's real and shit. She's like, yeah. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh shit. Oh, that's what's up, yo. And she's telling me a little bit about it. We did that like a year ago. We taped like a year ago, and they really did like fix their yard up, and they fixed the whole house up and shit. They fixed the yard up, the front yard, the backyard, and I was like, oh shit. So it's kind of real, man. So it's what it is, yo. Yo, what's going on, man? We got everybody in the building. People jumping in YouTube, Facebook. What is good, yo? We get ready to get this show started in a couple minutes. As soon as somebody, oh my god, come on. Some of this echo I keep hearing, man. What's going on, man? What's good? There we go. He get it together. There we go. There we go. There we go. You good?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
You had headphones on, but it wasn't plugged up?
Nah, actually, since I was pre-gaming before we came on tonight on the laptop, the power, you know what I'm saying? I had to hook up the juice. So I just went down there and I just hooked up the juice because I saw the screen was dimming out on me. You know what I mean? And I'm too bright. God. I'm too bright blue out here to be dimming. You know what I mean? You can't be doing that. I'm too bright blue to be dimming out here, man.
Can't be doing that. All right, man. We're gonna get this bitch started. Y'all ready, man? Let's get it, man.
Let's go ahead with it.
Let's go.
You are now listening to Belligerent State of Mind.
Checking the levels again, everyone checking in. It's me, Big Lou Hall Day with the evidence. We're heard on the road to J.O. and the residents. We be having fun, also drop lessons in politics, the stock market and black excellence.
Damn, this shit is belligerent.
Hey, yo, what is good, y'all? You are tuned into Belligerent State of Mind, brought to you by the BPL. That's the Beats, Pods, and Life Network, beatspodsandlife.com. I'm one of your hosts. My name is D.A.M.E, a.k.a. D.A.M.E. Got my man Lou Hall in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Man, what's going on, man? It's your boy Lou Hall, a.k.a. I really ain't got nothing tonight.
Damn, what the hell? You wasn't prepared.
Oh, I was ready. I was about to hit him with the ATLiens and shit.
Well, I mean, okay, you're right. You know, so it's Lou Hall, like I said, aka vacation in a day, aka I'm ready to kick back and chill, aka I don't give a fuck about nothing else during this vacation.
Yes, sir. I love it. Yeah. Speak your truth, King. Yo, last but not least, man, I got my brother in the building, Big Recess. What's good, my man?
Yo, everything is good, D. And to piggyback off Lou Hall, this vacay just got booked and solidified for 2 weeks from now. So it's all good, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's in the books.
Gotta live it up, man. We gotta enjoy this life, man. We gotta enjoy the rest of the summer, man. We gotta do it, man. Happy for y'all, man. Yo, appreciate everybody checking us out. Belligerent State of Mind, part of the Beats, Pods, and Life Network, man. We are here live on YouTube every single Tuesday night at 9:30, man. The links are on the social media at Beats, Pods, and Life on Instagram. Check the link for the YouTube, subscribe, like all the videos, man. We having a good time on here, man. I'm loving the YouTube shit, man. I'm loving it, man. We doing it, man. Cause we've been doing this shit for a minute, but it's the first. I mean, we're really going live now. It's good, man. Keep us on our toes. We gotta start on time. I gotta cut my hair and shit every week now. Yeah, I can't be crazy. Yo, cause ever since this pandemic, yo, I be roughing it out there, man. I don't give a shit, but I gotta fucking keep my fucking beard in my head bald, yo. I gotta cut the shit. I'm on camera, yo. I gotta have clean clothes on. What the fuck, yo?
Facts.
Facts. But we doing it, man. Appreciate everybody for checking us out, man. So what's good, my brothers, man? How y'all week been, man? What's good, yo?
Oh man, listen, the energy has been great. Nothing but positive energy. Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I just love just trying to be better at everything that I do in life, whether it's work, whether it's being a father, being a son, just everything, right now, I think about how in this pandemic, we've lost so many people, right? And the pandemic has given us an opportunity just to, look in the mirror, and just check ourselves sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta just look at yourself and understand yourself and learn how to deal with what you have. Sometimes you may want more, but at the end of the day, all you could do is just deal with what you have. Sometimes the more will come soon, will come later on. But as long as you deal with what you have, man, you'll be all right. You'll be able to get through. You'll be able to keep progressing forward. And then at the same time, too, when you got loved ones around you, you got to be infectious and give that positive energy back as well. Because you don't want everybody else that's around you to, if you feeling down, you don't want them to be down. So that's why, like, when I get around my son, I try to be positive as much as possible. Even when I'm down in the dumps and I just feel like I'm hurt, man, I just be like, yo, listen, son, let's have a good day. Let's have a, great time. Let's just be positive and just keep being positive. Because especially a child, they can soak that up and they can tell when you're not in your right state of mind. He can just, like, my son will just look at me. He's like, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Because he may have seen a second that my mouth was turned differently, like upside down, So that's something you just got to watch, especially if you got kids. Something, because they pick up on stuff so quickly. But yeah, other than that, my week is great. I'm ready for this week to go ahead and get popping. Yeah, man. So man. Shout out to fam, man. Shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely making this vacation even greater than what it actually is, man.
Yeah, man. Piggyback on that, man. Without a doubt, my brother Lou Hall, we're gonna have you in our crib, and in a couple of days, man. Come down here for the weekend, man. Looking forward to it. We're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna just chill, just fucking eat a lot of fucking food, yo. Eat. A lot of food, man. We're gonna go check out some wrestling shit at my boy crib, man. We're gonna do some music. We definitely gotta do some music.
Yes, got to.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta make at least 2 beats this weekend. At least. At
maybe a little bit more.
Maybe a little bit more, man. But other than that though, like, this past week has just been great, man. Things are just looking good. Like we said, I've mentioned we having work done on the house. You know what I'm saying? So they just about done with the minimum. They've changed they completed all the siding, changed all the siding, just about done with the siding. Next thing they gotta do is paint. And then we had some trees removed last week. I know people on the block probably think we moving and shit. These motherfuckers selling this house, yo. Whenever somebody is doing all of this fucking shit to their house, they move. But we ain't going nowhere, yo. We just trying to we just moving. And I told y'all before, man, things is looking lovely, man. Property value. I finally understand the whole property value shit. I really get it. I understand it now. I understand it. I see what it is. Like, shit is crazy. I mean, if you in the right area, man, shit is lovely, man. That's a good thing, man. But we good. We ain't going nowhere. Yo. But we just loving it, man. Just having a good time, enjoying the rest of this summer. I can't wait. I mean, like I said, Lou Hall coming for the weekend. But also, the weather's supposed to break a little bit. I think it's supposed to be back to the 80s and shit, like this coming weekend, man.
Yeah,
which is good, because this 100-degree shit is killing me, yo. I'm dying, yo. But yeah, looking forward to it though, man. But that's it for me, man. You know how it go.
Speaking of hot weather, since you getting to the next person, how that weather treating you down there?
How you down there? What's going on in Orlando, Big Recess?
Yo, I'm loving it. I think I'm used to it already now. I think I'm getting there. I straight up, it's been it's going on 8 years. I've been down here.
Yeah.
You know, every time, they say that this summer here in Florida lasts you, 8-10 months out of the year. Maybe only, December and January, you get a couple of cold weeks. Sometimes you might hit a week where it's probably in the 40s. Maybe you might hit a day that it might be 39, 38. But I'm telling you, in August, it's the dead heat. It's the humidity. The beaming of the sun is on you. The shade does nothing. But I'm telling you, it seems like I'm pretty much not looking every day as it's hot as shit. Because I'll be out there. And I tell you, maybe it's me trying to shed some of this love on my belly, but I don't mind it. If I have to wipe my brow, go drink some water, wash off my face, and get back out there, as long, I'm not gonna say as long as it's killing me, because sometimes you see me when I'm at the beach. After I get the sunburn, I'm peeling and I'm like this. It look like cocaine is shuffling off the top of my head when I'm going like this. But I'm still loving the fact that regardless wherever you go, it seems to me, pick your poison. Right? We always talked about it. You go out west, you got earthquakes. You go Midwest, you got tornadoes.
Yep.
You go everywhere you go, you're gonna catch something, you know what I mean? So I'll fuck with the hurricanes. We only, we only had 1 or 2 come our way.
Yeah.
In contrast to previous years where we had record-breaking amount of hurricanes coming this way.
Oh, yeah.
So if all I gotta deal with is extreme hot weather for a couple of months, and then basically the balance out when you have the days that it's only, 85 and 80. And then it goes gradually to perfect weather, 70 during the day, 60, 65 at night. Come on now. And plus, my little man loves the pool. So that puts a smile on my face every day.
That's what's up, man. Life is beautiful, man.
Life is
exactly.
Life is beautiful, man. Like I said, appreciate everybody checking us out, man. If you guys stay tuned. People want to hear live on the YouTube and shit, man. We definitely doing. We're gonna drop 2 episodes tonight, man. So it's a double header, man. So right after we finish Belligerent State of Mind, we're gonna get right into Treys, 20s and Dimes for August of 1991, 2001, and 2011, man. So now we always do this shit every once a month. Once a month we do it, but we're gonna do this shit live for the first time and shit. So should be cool, man. We'll get it popping, yo. Get it popping, man. All right, my brothers, man. We start every single show with the segment Nuff Respect Due. We give props and pay homage to somebody while they're still here, man. They can still smell them shits, yo. So my brother, man. Recess, man, it's on you, man. Let's get it going. Kid.
I'm gonna take it international this week, guys.
Oh, okay.
And usually we talk about somebody that hasn't been in the limelight, at all. I'm going to talk about somebody, and the reason why I'm giving him his flowers tonight on our show is because of something that recently just came out. Now, mind you, last year in the middle of the pandemic, right? You had verses, right? You had a few things that you had club quarantine. Right, but there was something else that came out during the pandemic that every week, all of America, you didn't even have to be a basketball fan or a Michael Jordan fan to anticipate every week that Last Dance. Right?
Okay.
Guys, everybody knows. You know where I'm going now. Everybody knows.
I know where you're going.
Now I know.
Everybody knows who was missing from
now
that
the conversation
last
makes
dance.
sense. The conversation makes sense now.
Thank you.
Yes, I get it.
You get it now, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows who was missing. Now, mind you, I'm from New York. And yes, this man did play for New York. He was past his prime. But mind you, you have to give props to a man that was the starting center on the greatest team ever. I'm not saying basketball, hockey, baseball, football, the greatest team ever. For 3 years, he was the starting center. Yes, I'm taking it to the hardwood. Yes, I'm taking it to the NBA. And I'm taking it cross seas to Australia. Yes. My enough respect due goes to Mr. Lucian Longley, better known to y'all as Luke Longley.
Yes.
Wow, you talking about a curveball on this motherfucker. Holy shit. Okay.
Come on,
Luke Longley, brother. Let's get it, man.
Drafted number 7 in the 1991 draft to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Luke Longley went and played a couple of years out there in Minnesota and got the call that he was getting traded to the Chicago Bulls. Mind you, a Michael Jordan-less Chicago Bulls. This happened right before the start of, which year was it? I believe it was the 95 year, because he tells the story of when he got there, Mike, he was a baseball player. Mm-hmm. Then one day he was out there hanging out at practice in the booth, playing around up in the booth. Next day, that's when all of us, it was the biggest news story in all of news. That's why Last Dance last year in the pandemic had everybody captivated and waiting for it like it was a Disney Plus Marvel, Loki, or WandaVision type shit, but times 10. You got to understand the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls from 91 to 93 collected 3 championships. And in 95, 96, 97, and 98 collected 3 more. And in that team, in 97 was the greatest team of all time. Sure, the Golden State Warriors from a couple of years ago did 73-9, but they lost. They lost in the finals to LeBron and Kyrie Irving. So I'm sorry, you can't be called the greatest team if you lose the chip. Michael Jordan. And that's why I'm wearing my blue today, guys. I'm wearing my Chicago red and I'm wearing my New York blue. Because if you had Brady, they were not they were not the greatest team. They lost to Eli Manning in the Super Bowl. Michael Jordan, the greatest and most captivating sports figure of our time and probably in all of history. Second to none, probably who? Muhammad Ali? Come on, guys. Jesse Owens? Come on, guys. Michael Jordan. And this is a team sport. There's only 5 guys on that court. And this man, Luke Longley, was one of them for 3 years and consecutive years won the NBA championship. Do I have to tell you? Now, listen, if you don't know basketball, that man had to battle the giants of the game. You know what I mean by giants? I'm talking about giants as in Patrick Ewing. I'm talking about giants as, let's say, Hakeem Olajuwon. Do you guys know who a young Shaquille O'Neal was? A beast. And this guy had to battle them. He had to battle them defensively each and every night. And still, he was excellent on the court with his passing, with his unique scoring ability. He was Googling when he was with Mike about how the big guys were doing it. Luke Longley, by far to me, gets enough respect due because after that Last Dance came out last year, everybody said, where's his part? You saw Scottie Pippen, that's a given. You saw Dennis Rodman, that's a given. You saw stories on Steve Kerr, that's a given. But what about the other starter, my G? Luke Longley, that documentary was excellent, my guys. Even if you don't even like sports, I think that documentary definitely pulls to the heartstrings of how the American media, he's from Australia. He's not sexy. He's not glamorous. He's not, what the American public can latch on to and be interested in. But the man brought the hard work and determination along with what he calls a little MJ to push him along and succeed to become one of the greatest pieces in team sports history. You can't deny it. This is the NBA. If you know the NBA, the early days of the NBA was controlled around the big man. And this guy, Luke Longley, solidified the championships by being what he needed to be, a big man in the paint, defending the best big men of the game on the opposition, and also doing his thing offensively by passing, finding his teammates, scoring, grabbing some boards, and making some blocks. Come on, guys. I don't do this often, but because of the fact that documentary was well made, and he was an intricate part of one of the greatest team in all of team sport, to the fact that it was known that he was totally left off The Last Dance, maybe because he lives in Australia, producers didn't try hard enough. Doesn't matter anymore. He got his say. Phil Jackson came out. Scottie Pippen came out. Steve Kerr, and of course, your Ernest Michael Jordan came out. And he said everything that we wish that he would have said, or that he would say to everybody that was more public. He said everything. He said, Luke mattered. Are you serious? Yep. He was the reason. He was one of the main parts. And if he had to do it all over again, there's no way he would leave Luke Longley off his team.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, D. Lou Hall, of course, and all NBA fans and those that don't even like sports, y'all gotta understand the story of the have-nots, the ones that get looked over, but they come to work and do their job. And he did his job and succeeded at the ultimate professional level, succeeding by winning 3 consecutive championships, solidifying Michael Jordan also in the Chicago Bulls as the greatest team of all time. My enough respect due goes to Luke Longley, guys.
Nice, man. It's dope, brother. It's dope. Like you said, man. Like you said, definitely somebody that doesn't get his props, man. And me,
the ultimate.
Back then, being a New York Knicks fan back then, he's the bust the Knicks. He's the bust pressure you would ask, man.
Thank you.
He was battling them head to head every night. Head to head every night. Yeah, head to head every night, man. So yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to Luke Longley, man. And you just inspired me. You inspired me to, with my enough respect, doing 2 weeks. Somebody else that's part of. So they don't get the props. They don't get the props. Like they don't even exist.
That's crazy.
Well, we're gonna get into it though. We're gonna get into it.
But I bet there were an intricate part on what happened.
Of course, 100%, 100%. But anyway, we'll get into it in 2 weeks though.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna keep it on that same vein. For my next week, because you got to think about it. There are people that are very intricate in the part of either a dynasty or a great team, and you only hear about the superstars.
Exactly.
But you don't hear about.
Shit, yo, don't steal my shit, man.
I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
But you're right, though. You're right. People focus on just the stars, and I'm gonna tell you like this: whatever it is, that's one of the things that really. I mean, we have fun. We make jokes. We talk about like who's the greatest of all times, and Jordan and LeBron, and nobody is there because nobody is not 1 against 5. It's 5 against 5. They need a team. Period. Michael Jordan wouldn't have won fucking 6 championships by himself, or him in a fucking high school JV team. He needed Pippen. He needed Rodman. He needed Luke Longley. He needed Bill Cartwright. He needed Craig Hodges. He needed Steve Kerr. He needed John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong. They needed all of them to win. You know what I'm saying? So it's
shout out to Ron Harper.
You know what I'm saying? Ron Harper was a beast too, man. Yeah. So Pete Myers and shit. Yeah, he needed
everybody.
He needed them, man. So yeah, it's never just about one person or unless it's not even boxing. boxing, they need the trainers. They need the trainers. They need the fucking cornermen. They need the cutmen. So it's never just about one person, man.
So D, let me just end it with one story. Luke Longley, 7'2".
Yeah.
Big guy, big body, and I mentioned a great passer. So that brings me to one of a big highlight, one of the greatest highlights you see on Michael Jordan on the highlight reel, and it comes by way of another personality who everyone knows now. But it was an All-Star weekend, I believe, right before the play happened, where the mighty Dikembe Mutombo joke with Michael Jordan in the Eastern locker room that Mike has never got a dunk on him.
Wow.
Yeah. Later on in the season, Michael Jordan is in the triangle offense, throws it into Luke. He cuts baseline. Luke hits him on the baseline, and Michael Jordan goes up, gets the dunk on Mutombo, and as he's backtracking, goes like that.
No.
You needed Luke to make that pass. He was a great passer. Like you said, Mike can't do it by himself. And that's one of the greatest Mike highlights. You needed somebody to pass him the ball.
Exactly.
Shout out to my boy. Enough respect, Duke, to Luke Longley.
No doubt. Luke Longley, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. We're going to get into this episode, man. We're going to talk about a lot of music tonight, man, for the rest of this episode. Get into 3 albums in specific. 2 classics, Anniversaries, and 1 brand new album that just came out last week. No, shit. 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
2 days ago and shit, man. So, Lou Hall, this is on you, my brother, man. This is on you, man. We woke up to a surprise Sunday morning, man.
Yeah. I just happened to wake up, and my son was still in the bed. I'm just wiping my eyes, and I go to check my phone, and I go to play. We're just gonna play something, put on something, and all of a sudden I look and I see this black covering, and it says Donda, 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 Donda. So I'm like, wait a minute. So this guy just did a album preview, with a big, huge crowd, with his old house built in the middle of, I want to say, was it the United Center in Chicago?
I don't know where the fuck he was at, man.
But yeah,
Soldier Field, maybe.
Soldier Field. It was Soldier Field. It was Soldier Field.
It was Soldier Field. Okay.
Football. Football.
So this happened. Then all of a sudden, the album is released. The notorious album that we never thought would get released. We thought that shit was on detox level,
man.
Exactly. So it dropped. So I said, let me take a listen. So I start listening. I was feeling it a little bit. And then I had to replay it again, and so that way I could kind of understand the flow, understand how everything was going. And I was like, man, this ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. Can't even hate on it at all. Not bad at all. So I wouldn't say that this was a classic Kanye, because we all know classic Kanye was anything before My Twisted Dark Fantasy. And that you got to include that one too. But so I listened, man, and I said, let me check this out. So I go to the first track. It's a Donda chant, Donda, 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 Donda. Didn't really understand why that was on there, but cool, no problem. I understand that's artistic. That's his thing. So I'm like, all right. So then I listened to the second song, Jail, featuring Jay-Z. Now, if you had paid attention to his album preview sessions that he's been having, he definitely played this song, especially with Jay-Z's his verse. So it's something I heard before, and now that I have it in both my ears, I'm like, okay, you know, Jay-Z came off straight. You know, it's not your regular Jay-Z verse that we're used to. But he was straight. He was straight. You know, can't knock the hustle on that. Ha.
No pun.
No pun intended. Then we get to the third song, God Breathe. Okay, I see where he was going with it. Definitely see where he was going. And then we get to number 4, that Off the Grid. And I said, yo, that's actually a dope joint. I was actually nodding my head to it, like, pretty hard. Got my man Fabio Foreign on it, and Playboy Cardi. For those who do know some of the young ones, the newer artists. I was like, yo, I actually like that one. And then heard a preview of this one already, the next one, which is Hurricane. They had been talking about this one because this was featuring The Weeknd, and they were doing some articles a couple of weeks ago with The Weeknd, mixing it up with Kanye. He had a little baby. And then I'm starting to notice, I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to notice Kanye is really giving a lot of shine to these newer artists. He's really putting on these newer artists. And then I started to see another trend keep going on number 6. That was Praise God, featuring the new artist, Kendrick Lamar's new artist, Baby King, who actually just dropped the single on Friday featuring Kendrick Lamar. We'll have to get into that one a little bit, you know, at a later date, because I want y'all to hear that and give y'all opinion on what Kendrick Lamar said. But and that was also featuring Travis Scott. And that's a longtime collaborator, Travis Scott. They always collab together. So then on number 7, he gets a song called Jonah.
The whole track list and shit.
Yeah, I'm just talking. I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm getting somewhere. Okay. And then this was featuring like a number 7, featuring Lil Durk and Vori. So I noticed, yo, is this dude really trying to put on Chicago artists? You know, because he's from Chicago. He's really, you know, kind of doing more Chicago things these days. Then went to another track, Okay, featuring Fabio Foreign again, Lil Yachty, and another Chicago artist named Ruger. Then had another joint with Playboy Cardi, had the Sunday Service Choir, had Young Thug, Don Toliver, Kid Cudi. Then we get down to Jay Electronica on Jesus is Lord, or Jesus Lord. Whoo! Jay Electronica, he was really spitting some bars in there. Then you got New Again featuring Chris Brown. You got Pop Smoke on there. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. You also then now at the bottom half of the album, they call them part 2s now, but back in the day we called them remixes. So on Jail Part 2, they take Jay-Z's verse off and add the Baby and Marilyn Manson. So if you recall on the preview of the album, he had Marilyn Manson and the Baby standing next to him. So I couldn't really tell if that was the same song or not, if they had previewed that, but I couldn't tell. Then he had Okay Again Part 2, featuring Ruger. Ruger, like I said, is another Chicago artist. Part 2 of Junior, featuring Playboy Cardi and Ty Dolla $ign. But then we get to the last track, right? The last track, and I think this is the one that probably stuck with you, Recess, the most. This track was Jesus is Lord Part 2. This was featuring Jay Electronica's verse, but then he also added the Locks, Styles P, Jadakiss, Sheek Louch, And I mean, the verses were dope and great. Great verses. So after listening to this album, this is one of those albums to where I listened to it, right? And I enjoyed what I listened to at that time. But I'm probably not going to pick the album back up again. It's probably not going to get a lot more play. It was for what it was at that moment. And number one, there's too much more music that's coming out, and that's still out that you got to go back to. And I choose to go back to the other music versus this one. This whole album was not for us as, grown in our 30s. This was mainly for, the younger folks, because it had the younger folks featured on it. So, I always say, listen to it for yourself. If you're feeling it, hey, cool. If you're not, cool too. I ain't finna argue with nobody about it, but that's your opinion. So my thoughts on the album, it was
it's a thumbs up for you. You like it? Thought it was cool.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. And I say thumbs up, thumbs down just because of the fact.
One thumb up, one thumb down. Okay.
Yeah. Because of the replay factor.
The replay factor. Okay.
Yeah. Thumb up for, putting out that body of work. But the thumb down is because I'll never go back to it again. And it's just for what it was at that point.
Okay. Now the album came out, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the chat. We got our group chat, y'all are going to y'all like, oh, this shit is, y'all saying what y'all saying. Y'all look like y'all enjoying it. So all right, I'll put the shit on. Let me see what's going on. Put it on. I fell asleep the first time. I did fall asleep listening to it. So I started up again, put it on again. I was like, okay, that song is all right. That shit, I didn't like that song. That song was okay, this song is cool. This song is So I'm just like, this is like my pattern. I'm like, this song was all right. That shit was kind of whack. That shit was that's how it just went on and on throughout the whole fucking 2 hour fucking album and shit. Like I had nothing else to do in my life. And then I just came to the realization that I had in our first episode was our prediction show, and my prediction was that Kanye West was going to put out an album this year, and it was going to be one of his best albums ever. That was my prediction back in January, and I can say I was wrong. I was dead wrong, because this was not one of his best albums ever. In fact, I was very disappointed in this album overall. I didn't think it was good. I really didn't think the album was good at all. I didn't think it was good, and I didn't like all the shenanigans surrounding the album. I didn't like all these releases, parties, and stadiums and all of this extra shit. I think I even said in our chat, like, why don't you just focus on this fucking music, and instead of doing all these shenanigans, all these reality show shenanigans and shit, just put the fucking album out. Just put the shit out. You don't got to do all of this building houses. Just put the fucking album out. That's all we care about is the music. That's all we care about is the music. At the bottom, at the end of the day, that's all we care about. Everybody had their own taste. My own personal taste, I did not like it. I didn't think it was good at all. To me, it's definitely in the bottom of his, as far as the discography. And everybody, I love Kanye West. Well, I used to love Kanye. I used to love Kanye West. Like first 4 albums, loved them. I even love the 808s and Heartbreaks. I love the fucking Talk Twisted Fantasy. Honestly, after that, I kind of really fell off after Dark Twisted Fantasy. I didn't really like much after that. And I think I was always hoping, maybe it's just my belief. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get the old Kanye back. He's done. This is Kanye West. I guess people evolve, people change. So maybe that was my misinterpretation of thinking that he can go back to what he used to be. He's never going back to what he used to be. That's done. That's completely done. So this is like his new form. This is going to be it. This is the way this album, the music came out. This is his new form, and it's just not for me. That's not what I want to listen to. It's not. I'm not driving in the car listening to it. I'm not walking down the street listening to it. I don't want to listen to this. Like, this kind of music. It's not for me. So if everybody else, other people enjoy it, you say you like the Lou Hall. I'm gonna force Recess to talk about it in a minute because he don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna force him to talk about it. But we're gonna see what Recess thinks about it. But for me, you said you had 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down. I got 2 thumbs down for Kanye West Donda album. Didn't like the shit.
And I forgot to also.
I do like Remote Control. I actually like that song. I don't know if y'all like that song. I actually like Remote Control. I like that song. I actually like Remote Control. That's about. I said I like really one song. I like Remote Control and shit. I do like that song. But other than that, nah.
So you wasn't fooling with, like, and I forgot to mention, Conway the Machine and
the beats are whack.
The
beats are whack. The beats are whack. The beats are whack. Y'all like lyrics. I like music. I like the beats. The beats are whack. I don't like any of the beats. The beats are corny. So it doesn't move me. I can't do nothing to it. It doesn't move me. It's just so.
Gotcha.
That's me. Now Recess.
Yo, I think my Wi-Fi went out.
Seriously, listen, man. Just what do you think of the album and shit?
Exactly.
You like it? You didn't like it? You thought it was okay? Like, what do you think?
Your highs, your lows.
How the fuck do you have an album with a Jay-Z verse, a Jada verse, and still think this shit is hot garbage? I don't know. But yo, that shit sounded like some cult music. It sounded like some straight up Amityville horror soundtrack type shit. I was so hyped that the Jay-Z verse was. I like the Jay-Z verse.
Okay.
The slow flow, he went a little bit, 8 bars too longer with it. Like you saw when the baby flipped that slow flow in the beginning.
Yeah. Right.
You saw how he went. He went in earlier.
Right.
That's why his verse is more fire than Jay-Z. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Yeah. I like the baby verse. But when you start talking about individual verses on songs on either end of a 2-hour album, guys, yes, Lou Hall, I won't be fucking running that shit back. Obviously, of course, if a video come out with the Locks joint, I'm listening to the Locks joint. I'm listening to Remote Control. I'm listening to the Baby's joint, and I'll even go back to check Jay-Z on Jail. You know what I'm saying? And the Remote Control joint is cool. Yeah. But everything else, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, yo. I'm not sorry. It is what it is, yo. It's not for me. Also,
right?
It's so crazy that it's Kanye. How you get a Jay-Z verse and a Jay? This hasn't been done. DMX just did it a couple of months ago, and that's DMX.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it happened again, and still is like, yo, it straight up sounded like some cult music, yo. Like, and we were paying attention, me and B, we cleaning, we, folding clothes. Because, of course, we don't got 2 hours, like we don't got no fucking life. We got a household to run here.
Right.
So, we stood up, but we pay attention, like, to everything. You know what I'm saying? I love the Lauryn Hill sample. I thought Lauryn was cool. On there too.
That was cool. That was a cool song.
That was cool. I thought Lauryn was on there.
And was that not the same? Was that not the same Lauryn Hill sample from Drake's joint? Drake? Yeah. I thought so. Because I didn't play the Drake joint after I listened to it. But I was like, the fuck? And
I don't know if it's the same
exact same,
sound better? It's definitely the same song. It's definitely the same song.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and D, I talked about with Lou. Now, D, come on now. We say the shit about our boy Nas. We want that Army jacket lining Nas. Sneaker Uzi on the island and my Army jacket lining. But we don't got that with Kanye. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. He's done. I wouldn't say he's done, but in this joint, he was gone.
As far as that old stuff is. He clearly can't do it again.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest.
Or he doesn't want to do it again. Maybe he doesn't.
I don't think he doesn't want to.
That's what he doesn't want to do it again. That's
last week, guys. I didn't even run back King's Disease 2. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it. I ran it back 3 or 4 times. Last week I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I think Nas is. I love the music. Don't get me wrong, and I'm going to go get back to it. But there was just, like Lou Hall said, there's so much music coming out that, we would just breaking down another album. You know what I'm saying? That I was like, yo, I went back to it like, whoa. And, and the thing is that this one is crazy because I felt uncomfortable. I felt, you're not supposed to make your audit, but maybe it's not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Lou Hall did an excellent job on breaking it down. I did not feel the album the way he described it, though. You know what I mean? The Jay-Z verse, I was hyped. That's Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Any Jay-Z verse, you know what I'm saying? I'm hyped. I never heard that before. It sounded like it was new. He's talking about Watch the Throne. It's, you know, Hov and Jesus coming back together like Moses and Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, and he said, you can't control me with your presets. When I was feeling his verse, you know, Jada. I don't count the money. I just know how much the bag weighs. That's all I needed to hear.
He's Jada.
That's
man.
Jada.
Yeah.
T5 DOA. But the rest of the album, this the album. Donda. Like a chant, like a cult. Like I was not feeling it, yo. I was not feeling it. And it's so hard to do that when you got Jay-Z, you got Jada, and my new favorite guys, Griselda in them. How do you do that? How do you fuck that up? I don't get it.
I don't know.
You know, maybe it's something that, who knows? Maybe it's something we appreciate later down the line, but
no,
right now, there you go.
No.
There you go.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, and since we're not going to talk about it anymore, I will have to say a big shout out to Conway the Machine, because that King to a God album was something that was such a pleasure. Like, I couldn't wait to go back. Like, I went back on a lot of albums this past 2 weeks, and that one was a pleasure. I knew it was a gem when I first ran it back. Yes. Oh man, I knew it was. And then when I came back to it, woo, that's an album. You see the way everything flew, Lou Hall. You see, that's what's so funny when you listen to other albums compared to this one. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even Styles P and Dave East. I think I went back to that one a week and a half ago. That album kind of float. Your book. I love it. There's a few albums, but this one I'm gonna stick with Conway. That is a perfect example how an album flows. We
come from that era, man. We come from that era.
We come from that. And it's precise. You know what I mean? The bottom half just flowed like, oh my God, like what is going on? Like you see the structure. With Donda, you do not see a clear structure. Maybe he was manic, like B was saying. Maybe he was manic when it was happening, but you don't find a continuity.
What is this too much? He got too much stuff going on in his life.
There is a continuity. It had one reason, and Kanye is really on this new religious tip. So to me, that was what the preface of, as far as with what the sound of the album was. It was hood gospel, I guess you can call it that, because he was trying to do gospel music, but also get the hood involved. So he was trying to attack two angles, trying to attack the hood, which in the young hood ones, and then everybody listen to gospel.
And this is all my opinion, though, Lou Hall, on some realness, though. Why are we looking? Why? It should be supposed to be something that's easy listening, easy on the ears. And then you start talking about the man's personal thing and what he's going through. The name of the album, of course, is Late Mother. What I'm saying? Yeah. But when we start talking about other things, that takes away from the music. Let's get to the music.
That's all right. So that's the music is the music, man.
It's supposed to be about the music.
And not really a particular theme or climactic performance type.
We don't care about that shit. We don't give a fuck about stadium,
the music,
house, and all of that. We just care about the music, yo. That's it. But it's a shout out to the dude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like it. That's what's up. It is what it is, man. More shout out to him. Hopefully, we continue on to have a successful career and continues to put, whatever you want to do, you want to put. But I mean, I'm not fucking with this shit. But if you want to continue to put out new music in the future, that's what's up. Shout out to him.
He broke records. He definitely broke records.
I don't care about that shit. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing to me.
Because
that doesn't depress me. I don't give a fuck.
That was the same.
Somebody got mad. I don't give a fuck how much money he got. This shit is corny.
That was the same. It was the same trolling angle I used on D on Sunday. It was the same trolling angle. Yo, it's for the other people. He's like, yo, nigga, you are fucking shut the fuck up, man. What the fuck you talking about? But I was like, yo,
that's why he stopped responding.
Yeah, exactly. But it was the same trolling angle. But when you're talking about all the other things, it's all they're doing is taking away from the music.
That's all it is, man. Like I said, shout out to the dude though, man. We'll see if it's if it's a classic in the future and shit, man. But definitely want to get into this real quick, man, before we bounce for this first part of the episode tonight. We have an anniversary of a classic hip hop album, a 30th
There we go.
This week, man, of a classic legendary group hailing out of New Jersey, man. We talking about the one and only Naughty by Nature, yo. Naughty by Nature. Love them dudes, man. Classic group. So this is the 30th anniversary of their debut album, self-titled, Naughty by Nature. Man, this album was like fucking revolutionary for man, oh man. This shit right here. When this shit dropped, oh my god, man. So a little backstory on Naughty by Nature. They were they met as youths. If you hear Treys talk about it, they was kind of running the streets a little bit, and then they was running the streets, but they was still working on music too at the same time. So they formed a group called New Style. And they was, the way he talks about it is kind of like their career was, the label that they signed. So they were signed to Sugar Hill Records, and they wasn't getting put out. They wasn't putting the music out. I think they made an album, but they wasn't promoting the album at all. Album didn't get no play. So Treys was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go back in these streets, yo. Go back and do what I gotta do. And then he ended up having something happened, street shit happened. And then he decided that, maybe we need to focus on his music a little more. You know what I'm saying? Need to focus on the music. So then they decided to change their whole shit up a little bit. And then they decided to do a showcase for Flavor Unit, which is Queen Latifah and Sha Kim and Apache. So that did a showcase for Flavor Unit. Flavor Unit loved them right off the bat. And then that was it. They put a rocket to the back of them and they just took off from there, man. I guess they saw what they had. They saw, what they had. It was a little rough around the edges, but we know Queen Latifah, who was one of my Nuff Respectables a couple of weeks ago, she's a visionary. She's an amazing artist, man. And Sha Kim is a good manager. Flavor Unit management is dope. So they just put them in the right position. They got them signed, I think Tommy Boy Records got them signed to Tommy Boy. And man, they dropped that first single drop, that damn OPP. That shit came out of nowhere, yo. OPP with the Jackson 5 sample, man. We was like, what the fuck is this, man? Yo, shout out to all my New York people, man. We had a channel called The Box, video. They call it Video Jukebox. We had a channel called The Box. I know Lord had a box and shit. So we had The Box where you call up and you request a song. Scroll on the bottom of the screen, request a song. OPP came on like 20 times an hour, yo, every single day. Every single fucking day. They ran that shit to the ground, man. But like I said, OPP was just an amazing single right off the bat.
Yes.
So Treys was like, he was saying that, like, they was like, all right, what we gonna come out with next? The OPP done flew off the shelves, done set records. They came with that fucking ghetto bastard, yo. Everything's gonna be all right. With the Bob Marley said, oh my god, man. Now, for me,
some get a little and some get none. Some catch a bad one.
And some leave the job half done.
I was one who never had and always mad. Never knew my dad. Motherfuck the fact.
Woo! Oh, I didn't go there, but
oh man, sorry. That's how they said it back then.
That's the song, man. That's the song.
Yeah, that's part of the song.
How will I do it? How will I make it? I won't. That's how.
Oh man, classic joint, man. But for me, like I said, that was the one. That was the one for me. That pushed me over the top. Had to get the album, yo. I had to get the album after that. And then like just getting so this is now I mentioned a couple of shows ago, like my first couple of albums I ever bought. I think I bought the Leaders of the New School album, I bought the Slick Rick album, I bought Cypress Hill, and then I bought Naughty by Nature, this debut album. This is one of like my fourth album I ever bought in my life, my own money, man. I mean, the track list is just amazing for the song. I mean, for the album, like I said, the first song is Yoke the Joker. Like, listening back to Yoke the Joker now, Treys is one of the most underrated MCs of all times. It's period. There's no other way to describe it. He's one of the most underrated.
Documented, D. That's documented, D.
100%. We even know Eminem. He's like Eminem's favorite rapper and shit. Like one of the most, amazing. The Wickedest Man Alive with Queen Latifah singing got a little reggae flavor and shit. I love the fucking Wickedest Man Alive. Even Let the Hoes Go. Every Day, All Day. Bum, 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 bum. Classic joint. Guard Your Grill, Knuckle Up. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That shit is dope. But like Kim Shabazz and Apache. Just like I said, just amazing fucking album. And then they end the album with one of the songs from the Juice soundtrack. That fucking Uptown Anthem, yo. Uptown Anthem, man.
Hey, you can talk a split with a clip, and it still will get you high.
Yo, like I said, just amazing work. Like I said, underrated group. All the production was dope. KG, shout out to KG. He doesn't get enough props himself. KG is an amazing producer. Went on to produce Johnny and Rotten Rascals and a whole bunch of other dope ass groups, man. Shout out to KG, man. Oh, and Coffee Brown. Oh man, KG is dope. KG is dope, man.
You said Coffee Brown?
Coffee Brown, man.
Bam!
Oh, that's a dope album, man. Dope. Shout out to KG and shout out to Vin Rock, the other member of Naughty by Nature. She doesn't get enough props either, man. Because Vin Rock, I kind of liken Vin Rock to like Phife Dawg. In the beginning, like Tribe Called Quest's first album, the Tribe Called Quest's first album, Phife wasn't really on it that much, and it was mostly Q-Tip. Same thing with this Naughty by Nature album. But as the albums went on, Phife stepped up his shit, and so did Vin Rock. In the future album, 1993, Vin Rock stepped up. All of that shit, the craziest, Vin Rock stepped up. So shout out to Vin Rock as well, man. But I just love this album. One of my favorite joints ever. Treys is amazing, man. He's an amazing rapper. He's an amazing actor, man. Dope dude, man. So I just wanted to give a little light to this album because, like I said, it's definitely a classic. So it's a 30-year anniversary. So if y'all get whatever your favorite streaming platform is, pop this shit on. Just give it a listen. If you ever heard it before, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. If you had heard it before, you're gonna love it again, man. So that's what's up.
Absolutely.
Y'all talk about it a little bit if y'all want to, man.
Absolutely. What? Come on now.
Ain't nothing else, man.
Come on. Well,
shout out to Naughty by Nature.
1991, D. This is the beginning of one of those decades. Like, we always say when you go back and listen to some of this music, it brings up those memories. It's a mental thing. It's like PTSD type
100%. 100%.
Right? And 91, that was definitely the beginning. I mean, right there with along with when Redman was coming out. I mean, and this is Jersey coming out of nowhere. Remember, Jersey was regarded at that point. They weren't regarded at all. Up to now you talk about Jersey as the sixth borough almost.
Exactly.
But Naughty by Nature. They always wanted to come out with the anthem songs. They always wanted you to a call and response. They always wanted to make you remember their songs. They are the typical hip hop original to me, the hip hop the original hip hop pop group. If you think about it, because they were making pop records, but in the hip hop format that cannot be denied. Yes, now, mind you, you could say a lot of things about records that came out of hip hop, but there's something about these records when you start having, the masses, meaning all people singing along with your records. Are you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Come on, man. I mean, and then you have, but the thing is that with that, everything is going to be all right. Come on, man. Tell me that that's a story right there. How he talks about how, I kept my hair long because I couldn't afford a haircut. I didn't do jack but fighting, lighting up the street at night, playing like, come on now. But his flow, telling the story about living in the ghetto. You never been to the ghetto. Don't ever come to the
ghetto. Stay the
fuck together. Let me stop with the cursing already. But it is what it is, though. Naughty by Nature is the atypical hip hop group that came with that call response, making them anthems. And we're not even talking about the next album when they blew it out that water with that hip hop parade.
That was a whole nother. That was a
That's
whole.
all. That's when they took it to the next level with the feel me flow. Hear me yo. Yeah.
DC niggas is the
craziest.
There you go. Now all these records were the original. Like you see, if we just kept the hip hop, why couldn't we do that? You know what I mean? And they kept it 100%
and
genuine.
They never changed their style.
Never
changed
there
their
you
style.
go.
Never
100% genuine.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Shout out to Naughty by Nature, man.
Yes.
Yo, so also this week, man, another anniversary. We have another classic hip hop group, man. Yes. What is good, Blue Hall?
So, oh man, August 27th of 1996 was the birth of one of the dopest albums to come out, especially in the 90s. Yes. It was way ahead of its time. So, real quick, in 1996, if you recall, I talked about this several times, D, is when I actually moved to South Carolina, right? And you came and, chilled with us for the Olympics. That was in July. Well, August, sometime in August, maybe about the middle, right before this album that we're going to talk about dropped. Back in the day, the radio station used to give like these 5-pack of CDs away. So, and it also included new releases that would come out beforehand. So, I ended up calling up Pops, if you listen, and I know you remember, ended up winning on the radio, got that 5-pack of CD, right? So in those 5-pack of CDs, they would actually do either new albums or they would do promotional stuff, different singles or whatever. So I just happened to look, and it was this group called Outkast. And I'm like, yo, this is like a comic book, type thing. So I open up this CD lining, and it's actually literally a comic book. Like literally a comic book. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo. So then I started listening to the music. And coincidentally, I had this album before it dropped. So I'm talking about the group Outkast, and I'm talking about ATLiens.
Classic.
The 25th anniversary of this album. From first listen, I fell in love with this album. I mean, I was trying to learn every single song on the album. It started out with, and this is all produced by Organized Noise, by the way, who that's another collective producer group that does not get the respect that it's due.
Definitely.
Organized Noise was the critical part of the Dungeon family, where Big Boy and Andre 3000 came out of. And that's how they were able to form this group Outkast. So starting to get into the album, I mean, you had the intro, which was just like on that smooth. You could kind of tell where that the vibe of the album was going. It was that futuristic, out of this world, alien type, invasion type, out of body experience type of music, man. So we get started with Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac, which for the 25th anniversary, they actually just released a video for the first time. It's a cartoon video, but it's a dope video.
No doubt.
Then we get into the ATLiens. And I mean, that verse, oh my God, when I first heard Andre 3000's verse, the last verse he did, yo, put my Glock away, I got a stronger weapon that never runs out of ammunition, so I'm ready for war. Really? Put my Glock away, I got a stronger weapon that never runs out of ammunition, so I'm ready for war. You see what he's talking about? Got a stronger weapon, that mind.
That's it.
Then he had that Wheels of Steel. Oh my God. The Wheels of Steel. Jazzy Bill.
Classic.
I remember I bought the single, even though I had the album, I bought the single for Jazzy Bell. And it had the remix. There was a remix to it featuring Babyface. And by the way, they were on Babyface, LaFace Records, by the way. Then you had the elevators, me and you, your mama and your cousin too, rolling down the strip on Vogues, coming up slamming Cadillac doors. Yeah. Yo,
that beat is so hot, yeah.
it is. It's ill.
So hot,
It is ill. And like I said before, all totally produced by Organized Noise. We had the Witch Doctor. I don't know if y'all even heard of the Witch Doctor, but he had this song called I'm Still Bucking Like 5 Deuce 4 Treys. I don't know if y'all heard of that song, but that's down south, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta. But he's on that album. And then Babylon. Yo, the verse, once again, Andre 3000 just kills it.
It's astounding. It's the standout.
I'm singing your way your nipples peek at me through your blouse. Freaking me, freaking you. Can't help but be aroused. Excuse me, Lord. That's for thinking about that was where we was brought up. Stinking to watch Playboy at night. We all must be caught up in worldly ways. The chemistry between boys and girls. It's a lot like when I late to the woods. It's a lot like when we went to the woods and laid with the squirrels. During PE, we be exploring each other privates. Hunching with all our clothes on until we felt excited. Then oh, now it's on from here on out. Put your hands to the atmosphere if you know what I'm talking about. Listen,
crazy,
listen. Then we had Mainstream with T-Mo and Cujo from the Goody Mob. Now Goody Mob was the first ones to actually put Outkast on as far as with the album wise. They had them on the album. Then oh man, we had that Decatur Psalms, Big Gip and Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze, another dude that doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He was supposed to actually be the dopest person out of Dungeon Family. Then we had going on. We had Millennium. We had Extraterrestrial ET. Extraterrestrial, out of this world. Are you aliens? That was my joint there. Then they had the remix. The final song on there was a remix of Elevators. And that remix was dope. Man, the samples that were on the album, this was heavily sampled. Once again, much shout out to Organized Noise. They had a documentary on Netflix a while back, a couple of years ago. And I mean, they just showed how they come together to make the beats. It's not all just one person, it's three of them. And I mean, they are phenomenal together. Like I said, this album was heavily sampled. I mean, you even sampled It's Yours, Till I Rock and Jazzy J. That was a sample on that Jazzy Bell. Saturday Night Style by Focus. I mean, the Quincy Jones in the beginning, they were sample Quincy Jones, Summer in the City. So I mean, this album was a phenomenal album put together by two great artists, two legends, two hip hop legends. That I'm wishing I could hear an album from, at some point. Right. I would love for them to get back together again.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
Maybe one day. But yeah, man, I just had to shine on this album, ATLiens by Outkast, and their 25th anniversary, man. And this really brings me back to that time, because I was in middle school, just getting ready to start 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Phenomenal album, man.
That's what's up. Good shit.
All right, good shit. I'll tell you what, man. Let me tell you a quick story that I know. The reason why we have ATLiens, of course, is because of the success of Southern Playalistic Cadillac music, right? And the only reason why they made that album was because LaFace Records had to come out with a Christmas album. So everybody had to make them submissions. Every artist on the label had to make their submissions. And of course, Outkast from the gutter, they said, we don't really celebrate Christmas, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we do the, and they came up with that players, but all across the world. Mm-hmm. So there we go. So, and that's the thing. When they came back, and it blew up, everybody was like, yo, what's this? What's this? Yo, they came back and Babyface said, yo, make an album like that song. And that's what they did. They came back and made the album. Yes. And that's why you got the sophomore effort after Southern Playalistic. You had ATLiens, man.
Yes.
Can't go wrong.
Nope. Not
and
at all.
Also remember the video for Elevators.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The visuals took you there.
Yes.
It took you to where you saw 3000, where 3 Stacks was going.
Right.
Visuals is very Elevators, absolutely.
Oh, especially during that time. And shout out to Outkast, man.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And you know what? That was one group that I can say every time they put out a video, the visuals were amazing. It wasn't that same white background, all your niggas in the video rapping together.
That's just new shit. We ain't do this shit back in the days. It was everybody had a dope video.
Right.
Everybody had not even dope, but everybody had original video and shit. Whether they run into the train or always something, man.
Shout out to Hype Williams, Lil X,
all of them. Ralph and Daniel, he did a lot of videos too, man. And like I said, shout out to Outkast. Like I said, hopefully, maybe one day, you know what I'm saying, they'll get back on the same page. As far as music go, I think they could just, drop one more album. That should be cool. That'd be
just
cool.
one more. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man.
One more album, tour, and call it a day.
Exactly, man. But shout out to all of the artists we talked about today. Talked about Mr. Kanye West. Shout out to Naughty by Nature. Shout out to Outkast, man. We love our hip hop, man. We talk about a lot of stuff on the show. We definitely love our hip hop, man. So shout out to all of them people. Shout out to everybody checking us out, man. Belligerent State of Mind. And stay tuned for the people on the YouTube part, man. This is the first episode. We're going to drop another one. As soon as we finish with this, we hopping right into the next show, man.
Yeah.
Treys, 20s and Dimes, August of 1991, 2001, 2011. So, man, we're going to wrap this one up. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. Like I said, beastpositiveLife.com. The Instagram is at beastpositiveLife on, like I said, at beastpositiveLife on Instagram. You can follow me personally. That's at, what's my fucking name, man? D.A.M.E Flavor Style. I changed that shit so many times, yo.
Man.
D.A.M.E Flavor Style. At D.A.M.E Flavor Style and shit, man. That's my name. That's going to be my name, Recess. Leave me alone, man. At D.A.M.E Flavor Style. That's flavor with an E's right here on the screen. You can check it out. I'm on IG. I just be on there just trolling people. That's all I do all day, man. Instagram is fun. I just be trolling people and shit, man. I ain't got nothing else to do during the day, yo. But that's it, man. I'm out. Peace.
Yo, it's your boy Lou Hall, man. I appreciate y'all checking us out. You can definitely find me on Instagram and as well as with Snapchat. You're going to see just a couple of videos of this weekend, not too much. I'll just let y'all see some of the food that might be cooked, and I'll let y'all, see some of the music that might be made. That's all y'all get to see. That's all. And the rest of the stuff is none of y'all business. So, but y'all can definitely check out the videos and the pictures on Instagram and Snapchat. You see the handle. It's, I should have changed it again, but I didn't. But it's Lou Hall, IZBACK. Lou Hall, IZBACK. As you can see, it's not it's not 3 L's, it's an I, capital I. But it's supposed to be lowercase. Just wanted to clarify that so y'all understand. Then y'all can hit me up by email. That's going to be LouHall803@yahoo.com. LouHall803@yahoo.com. And I promise I ain't drinking.
No doubt. I'll take your word for it. And of course, you can catch me on that Twitter at Southside Recess, one word. And before I get into my IG, I gotta say that this is the reason why we loved our era so much. It was so much. I mean, when I mean it was so much, it was so much originality. Everybody was different. It was not much. You know, and that's the thing. When you would say why our era was so great, look at the era now and look at the era that just passed, right? You only had 3 or 4 like main guys, and everybody else was just, just going along with the flow. In our era, we had 5 or 6, 7 kings. You know what I mean? You had Method Man, Biggie, Nas, Treys, Redman, all at the same time. Like everybody was getting at it, and everybody that was in that second tier was still crazy coming with it, son. Like
all original,
and then the third tier was tough. Like everybody came with it, man. So all I gotta say is that, man, that's why our shit is so fucking great, yo. It's obvious, man. That's why me and Benny went to I told you about this spot down here called the Commission Beer Chamber. You see, I could not leave, man. I'm there drinking my IPA and my Kentucky vanilla bean cream beer, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to leave, man.
We definitely gotta check that shit out when we come down there, man.
Thank you, man. I'm talking about joint after joint. I didn't know I knew so much 90s hip hop till 200 joints ran off, and I knew it was for each and every motherfucker.
No doubt. Yeah, man.
So that's why our shit was the shit. And you can catch me at IG at GETDAFUCOUTAHERE. All that other shit can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. Getting the fuck out of here. We out for the first episode, Belligerent State of Mind. Peace.
Peace.
All right, man.
I'm ready to jump into the next one.
I'm ready to get this shit right now. Y'all ready?
Yeah, me too. I don't need no water. Let's go.
Shit, let's go. Hey, yo, what is good, y'all? You are tuned into Belligerent State of Mind presents Treys, 20s and Dimes, man. This your man, D.A.M.E, a.k.a. D.A.M.E in the building. Got my brother Lou Hall with me, man. What's up, my man?
Man, what's good, man? Ready to take a dive back into time.
Yeah, you know how we do. Last but not least, got my brother, the man that drives the time machine back in the past, my man Recess. What's good, homie?
Yo, I just found out my time machine is Japanese, kid. So we ain't never breaking down on this motherfucker.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Yo, this y'all first time checking us out, man. This is called Treys, 20s and Dimes. This is our monthly look back on everything popping in music, movies, news, and sports from 10, 20, and 30 years into the past. This episode right here, we are covering August of 1991, 2001, and 2011, man. We gotta get this shit popping, yo. So my brother Recess, man, we you know how we do, man. We gotta hop in that time machine, man. Where the time machine at, man? Find that shit.
Yo, we all in. We gotta get in. We gotta get in.
Let's go back to 91, man. Let's go out of here, yo.
Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to August of 1991.
Ooh, we are here, man. August of 1991. Had to set it over with this album, man. Now this album was a little. They consider this hip hop. It is considered hip hop. It's a little weird, man. It's a little weird, but I did like the main single. The main single was popping. Now, unfortunately, this dude, R.I.P. to the lead singer of this group. He had a little incident where he became basically a punchline. But they put out some dope music, man. I'm talking about PM Dawn. PM Dawn, man. Shout out to PM Dawn, man. Yo, on August the 6th, they dropped their debut album. Yo, this fucking title was ridiculous, yo. It's called Of the Heart, of the Soul, and of the Cross, the Utopian Experience.
I'm not saying that whole name.
Shout out to PM Dawn, man. But yo, that main song, the main single was Set Adrift on Memory Bliss. That's a dope song, man. That's a dope. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Memory Bliss is a dope fucking song and shit. Look at Reset.
I swear to God, I wish I was KRS-One so I could throw something at y'all and get you the fuck out of here.
Let me tell you about this song though. This song, it hit number one. It hit number one on the Billboard charts, straight up Billboard charts on November the 30th of 1991. Now, this song, the Memory Bliss song, it holds a distinction. It was the very first number one song on the Billboard Hot 100. So that's when they just came up with that chart. It was the very first song that was hit number one on there. So shout out to PM Doing, man. And the album went platinum and shit. So that's it. They did their thing, man. Unfortunately, they had an incident where it's an incident with KRS-One, and that's a whole threw him off the stage and that was a whole nother thing, man. But it's all good though. But yo, man, this next album came out on in August the 12th. Now, I only really focus on hip hop and R&B. But this is a rock group, man. This is a rock group. Shout out to these dudes. The only reason I'm talking about this because this is actually one of my favorite albums of all times and shit. The fifth studio album from the group called Metallica. And they dropped the album called Metallica, but it also has another name. It's called the Black Album. That's another name for this album. It's called the Black Album, man. Classic fucking album, man. This shit went 16 times platinum. 16 times platinum. Main song on there was Up Into the Sandman. That was the main joint on there. Classic joint. And all my wrestling heads, ECW, the wrestler Sandman used to come out to this song. That was his theme song. He would come out to the entire song. They would play the entire song out, and he would just come out with smashing beer cans on his head, smoking cigarettes and shit. Insane, man.
Take my hand back to Neverland.
You got it, Luo. You got it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something about this album. If y'all ever go to karaoke with me, I know every song on this album. I know every song word for word. This is one of my surprise karaoke songs. And people are like, what the fuck, yo? They say he's doing this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I said The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters. Nothing else matters. Whatever I may roam. Sad but true. Classic. I love this fucking album. Album is dope, man.
Real quick, didn't they have several versions of The Unforgiven?
That was in the reprise. That was in the future album. No.
Future albums. Okay.
Yeah, it was like Unforgiven 2, Unforgiven 3. That was the future albums and shit. Completely different songs, but they just had like the same premise, but it was like I said, different songs and shit though. So that was the 12th. On the 13th of August. I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it on the Belligerent State of Mind, the last episode we just did. This was the very first album I ever bought, man. Cypress Hill debut album called Cypress Hill, man.
Yes.
Classic fucking album. I love Cypress Hill from the minute I heard that first fucking I could just kill a man. Here is something you can't understand.
I could just kill a man.
Oh man, this group was, and we didn't give a fuck where they was from. We didn't know they was from California. We had no idea, man. We didn't give a fuck. This shit was dope. Music was dope.
Because we had a Cypress Hills station on the J train
in Brooklyn.
We thought Cypress Hills was in the Brooklyn,
and they did the video in on 125th Street in Harlem and shit. They did the video on 125th Street, so we was just like,
wow.
We was like, whatever, yo. Yeah,
these are some Puerto Ricans from Brooklyn. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But the shit was dope. The first single was How I Could Just Kill a Man, and the B-side was the Funky Phil one. Another dope song.
Yeah.
Funky Phil one is crazy, yo. Classic, yo. The second single, man, this is what pushed me over the edge. This is when I said, I gotta get this shit. That sword or shotgun hand on the pump, slapping on the 40, bumping on the blood. Dope, man. The Real Estate was the B-sides of this. Check out the story in the Real Estate. Classic. Pigs was another single where they was going at the cops and shit early. 1991, early. And then Latin Lingo, another dope one, man. Dope, man. Shout out to Cypress Hill. I love Cypress Hill, yo. And this this went down as one of the greatest albums of all time. Like all these Billboard charts and all of this shit later on, man. Classic shit. Let me see. Yeah, the last album I'm gonna talk about on this go around. The album had minor success. But it was known for something else that changed fucking hip hop and changed hip hop specifically. R.I.P. to the brother Biz Markie, man. R.I.P. to Biz Markie. He dropped this album, I Need a Haircut, right? Now, I Need a Haircut, it didn't really have like a big Biz Markie single, but as they say, this album changed everything. So the way it went was track number 12, Alone Again. Biz was he was served with a lawsuit by Gilbert O'Sullivan because the song Alone Again contained an unauthorized sample from the song Alone Again, naturally. So unfortunately, the judgment from this case basically required that any future music sampling be pre-approved by the original copyright owners to avoid a lawsuit. So this actually started everything, having the clear samples. This was it. This was the reason why everybody had to clear samples going forward, was because of this shit. So Biz lost all the fucking, he didn't make no money over this album. That shit was a wrap. They took everything. They took every fucking thing from the album. And then Biz is kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing. His next album was called All Samples Cleared and shit. It was the next shit. But like I said, it's just crazy. Like this shit literally changed hip-hop in general. Because before people was just sampling, like I said, the artists said they didn't know that was a thing. They was just, they take the drum from here, take the disc from there, that from there. So then unfortunately what happened not only was, like I said, this dude, Gilbert O'Sullivan, he went back and it was like, yo, like that's my shit. He sued them. All the other artists from the previous albums and the previous shit, they went back and they started suing the fucking artists and shit, or forcing them to get in, like all the James, bro. This shit changed everything. Man. So it is what it is. Biz Markie had to be. Somebody gotta take the bullet, man. Unfortunately, with Biz Markie during that time, but it is what it is, man. Shit is crazy, sis. Shit is crazy, man. Shit is crazy, man. So I don't know. But anyway, that's it, man. For me in the music of 1991 in August, man. Pass it on to my brother Lou Hall with the movies, man. Let's go.
Yes. Getting into the movies of August of 1991.
Yeah, brother.
So talking about the movies of 1991, man.
No doubt.
Yo, August the 2nd. This movie, man. I don't know if y'all heard of this movie, man. During that month, it grossed $54 million at the box office. I spoke about this guy on the chat the other day. Movie featuring my man Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
And I'm talking about this movie called Doc Hollywood.
Okay, I remember that joint.
No doubt. I really don't remember too much about this movie, but I know I watched it back in the day. And during the 90s, there's so many movies that came out that we really we forget about. Yeah, exactly. We watched everything.
All we did was watch
80s, movies 90s. Shit, yeah. Exactly.
And this shit went on. We watched the shit again. As soon as it went off, man. That's
exactly. Rewind the tape, watch it again.
Watch it again.
The next movie I'm going to talk about real quick, August the 9th, featuring my man Jean-Claude Van Damme. Also featuring in the movie Jean-Claude Van Damme. So I said it was twice, right? So I'm talking about this movie called Double Impact.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. You had the nerd brother, then you had pretty much the hood brother, the brother that was out in the streets. Hilarious. So you get both versions of Jean-Claude. That was actually a really good movie, man. Double Impact, action throughout the whole movie. So that was definitely a good movie. The next movie I'm gonna talk about, and actually I skipped a month. I just wanted to highlight this guy. Rest in peace to my man John Candy. August the 7th. Had to mention this movie, and I'm talking about Delirious. Hilarious movie. For those who don't know who John Candy is, I'm so sorry you didn't get a chance to check this guy out in movies. Check this guy out on the cartoon because he had Camp Candy that
Camp
came on.
Candy.
Exactly. Uncle Buck. I'm so sorry you guys didn't get a chance to check that out. Classic movie. Canadian Bacon too. On the 23rd of August, we had another movie. I don't know if y'all heard about this movie, man. I'm just name the actors that's in this movie. Giancarlo Esposito, Mickey Rourke, the actual actress Vanessa Williams, not the singer actress, but the actual actress.
Okay. Rockabye, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Keisha. Tom Sizemore, Don Johnson, the beautiful Tia Carrera. And if you remember Tia Carrera, she was actually on Wayne's World. Daniel Baldwin. I'm talking about this movie called Harley Davidson and the Malibu Man.
Okay. Never heard of that shit, but okay.
Are you serious?
I don't know what the fuck you talk about. I ain't never heard this shit before. Yo.
But like I said, in the 90s, so many movies came out.
So much shit came out. Yeah.
Shout to Pops, who always had the VCR popping. Then the last movie I'm going to talk about, August the 30th. This was the third movie in a trilogy. This was a horror movie. They've had a remake about 2 years ago. Wasn't all that great, but this special person, his name is Brad Dourif. He was actually the voice in all three of these movies. They're getting ready to actually do a series about this movie on Sci-Fi, and I think it's his daughter that's doing a voice in it. And I'm talking about the movie Child's Play 3.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what's up. That was cool. Yeah,
I liked it. I liked this one because this one dealt with Andy as grown. He got shipped away to military camp, of course, because of everything that took place in
military camp, right? Yeah.
And he wreaked havoc on that whole military camp. It was crazy. But yeah, shout out to Child's Play 3. That was definitely a dope movie. And that's all going to be all the movies for August of 1991. So I'm going to pass it to my man Recess with the sports.
No doubt. And my guys, in 1991, in August, was the beginning of the World Championships. And there was no bigger athlete for representing the United States than your boy Carl Lewis. Right? And on August 7th, Carl Lewis, Mike Marsh, Leroy Burrell, and Dennis Mitchell, his teammates, they set the 4x100 meter relay world record of 37.67 seconds, which was held in Zurich, in Switzerland. Now, for those that don't know, Carl Lewis, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because later on in that same month, he captured the fastest man in the world title by running 9.8 seconds on the 100-meter dash, my guy. Okay, for those that don't know, in this 1991 World Championships, which was held in Zurich, do you know that out of all the participants, it was the deepest race ever, meaning with the 6 men finishing under 10 seconds.
That's crazy.
So he not only defeated his opponents, but he reclaimed the world record with the clocking of the 9.86.
Nice.
Right? There was nobody bigger.
Definitely a legend.
There was nobody bigger than Carl Lewis. Nobody's bigger. Come on. The track and field athlete, come on. He won 9 Olympic gold medals, 1 silver medal, 10 world championships, including 8 gold. And his career spanned, guys, from 1979 to 1996.
That's crazy.
Come on, almost 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And he is one of only 6 Olympic athletes who won a gold medal in the same individual event in 4 consecutive Olympic Games. Let's just not, anyway. That's about Carl Lewis.
No doubt.
Now, if you're an old timer and you love the diamond, meaning baseball, my guy, there was no bigger baseball player in New York in the early 80s than Mr. Dave Winfield.
Yep.
He played for the New York Yankees early in his career. On August 14th in 1991, as a member of the Minnesota Twins, Dave Winfield is number 23 all time to hit 400 home runs in his career.
Nice. I used to use that dude in the I used to play the video games back in the days. I used to always use Dave when I used the Yankees. I used to Dave Winfield. He used to always hit home runs all the fucking time and shit, yo.
Cheat code.
Hell yeah.
Do you know, guys, that in his 22-year career, Dave Winfield, of course, he averages 283. He had over 3,000 hits, 465 home runs. He was drafted by the San Diego Padres back in 1973, guys.
God.
Played 7 years there, came over to the Yankees in 81 to 88, left, and then came back in 1990. Was with the Angels for a year, won with the Toronto Blue Jays. He actually won the championship in later on in his career. And of course, he went on to play with the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Indians. Moving on, of course, you know what I'm saying? So like Conway gotta say, bullets thrown like when Peyton played Brady. I'm gonna take it to the gridiron and talk about 2 of quarterbacks that I grew up watching, and that is Mr. Dan Marino and Broadway Joe Montana.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shouldn't call Joe Montana Broadway because that's Joe Namath. So I'm not even
Broadway Joe. Yeah.
Right, Broadway Joe. So it's Joe Namath. Well, he was from the West Coast, right? That's San Francisco 49, I think. Yeah. But on August 20th of 1991, Dan Marino, as a Miami Dolphin, surpassed Joe Montana as the highest paid NFL player with a 5-year extension. For how much you want to get? How much you want to guess?
Oh man,
5 years.
1991, the highest paid player. I'm gonna say it was getting. I'm gonna say 50 million, 10 million a year.
Wow. What do you say, Lou Hall?
I'm actually I'm gonna say about 70 mil. Say 70 mil.
Wow. You said 50, D. You are the closest. And you're still double what he really made. They were making $5 million a year.
Wow.
The extension was the highest paid player in 1991. Yes.
Wow.
That's
just a little history for y'all. Wow. You know what I mean?
30 years ago.
And 30 years ago.
What a big difference.
Damn.
That is a big difference, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Because you went from 50, you know what I mean? Come on now. Anyway, that's it for sports in 1991. Hey guys,
what's up, man?
To go to 2001.
Let's go.
Walk out of here.
Oh. Welcome to August of 2001.
Oh my God. Now, you two motherfuckers, man, we ain't gonna get carried away with this shit. We ain't gonna be here for the rest of the night. All right? We ain't gonna be here for the rest of the night talk about this album and shit. We gonna make it nice and concise, man.
Okay.
August the 7th, 2001.
What you think?
Top 5 Dead or Alive. Top 5 Dead or Alive debut album came out. Talk about the one and only Mr. Jadakiss. Drop that. Kiss the game goodbye. Kiss the game motherfucking goodbye, man. Debut album. We know, Luho. We know, man. Debut album. We know. We ain't talking about this motherfucker for the last 2 months, man. We know.
Can I say
man.
one thing? Can I give
ahead,
one story?
Man.
One story. I can remember when this album dropped and Knock Yourself Out was the lead single. I remember back then 106 in Park was the show, the video show. I remember it debuted at #1 consecutively for that whole entire month. Every time you turned around, it's Jadakiss #1, Knock Yourself Out. It started out as number 9 and then hit at #1.
No doubt.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. Classic joint. Like I said, debut album from Jadakiss. He debuted #5 on the Billboard charts, #2 on the hip hop and R&B charts. Certified gold, album went gold. The first 4 songs, this is one of the hardest first 4 songs on the album ever. I mean, all of this just was the whole album was classic. Every song was classic, but that fucking Jada's Got a Gun, that shit was crazy.
Got a gun.
Hard. Then it went into that show Discipline featuring Nas. Damn. Then Lou Hall said went into that Knock Yourself Out. Boom, boom, boom. Then he went into that
real shit. This time my dope come in.
We gotta use the scale. That's the way the whales
win.
That we
come
gonna
on,
make
man.
Featuring Styles P, man. Listen, man. Like I said, I know how y'all get. I know we gonna be here all fucking night talking about this album and shit. We ain't gonna be here all night talking about this fucking album.
No,
we just know it was dope. Classic album. Like I said.
By the way, we're 4 weeks removed. Now is a good time to,
re-up again. Watch it again.
To watch it again.
Yes.
Watch the verses again.
Okay. Yes. It's been 4 weeks. It's been exactly 4 weeks, guys. Now it's time to go back and refresh yourself to the immaculate performance that this guy put on 4 weeks ago at Versus in the Garden.
And shout out to Jadakiss for dropping a single, basically where he dropped the freestyle to Who Shot You on all DSPs. He did the live version, and then he did the He
actually did drop the audio version.
Yes.
And one more thing. Sorry, D.
What's up,
Mr. Jason Phillips, Jadakiss. Yo, aren't you proud? Look at his kids. He's going to a graduation every year. Like, come on, man. I ain't gotta. Come on, man.
Like I said, we already know what it is. Shout out to Jadakiss. Shout out to the album with the skits, the Jay Jerkin skits, and all that shit. Come on, stick yourself, all of that. Come on, man. Just dope. Shout out to Jadakiss, but we already know what it is, man.
We already know.
We already know what it is.
Get your ass back.
Now, Lou Hall, as I said, this album came out August 7th, 2001. This album came out 8/7/01. Something else. We had another classic album that dropped on 8/7/01. About the one and only Mr. Usher Raymond. Third studio album from Usher, man. 87/01. Another class. I could be here all night talking about fucking Usher, man. Love Usher. One of the most amazing artists of all times, man. Usher's amazing. 8 million copies sold worldwide. Production by the Neptunes, Puffy, Jermaine Dupri, whole bunch of, just like I said, we can be here all night, man. Just I just want about to sing, just the singles alone. You Remind Me.
Yes.
Classic. You Got It Bad. You got it. You got it bad. You Don't Have to Call. One of my favorite videos of all time.
After the night,
love You Don't Have to Call. Like this,
Don't Leave
like
Girl Around Me.
This video, this was like 2001. This was us. This was us. Every fucking Friday, Saturday night, getting ready, getting dressed, and going to the club. Every single Friday, Saturday night, man. This was us. Man. I love this
situation.
U-Turn was dope. Man, oh man, Can You Help Me? Come on, man. Just like I said, we can be on. I ain't get into this shit. So Usher actually won his first Grammy for You Remind Me. He won his first Grammy for You Remind Me. That was at the 44th Grammys. In the following year, on the 45th Grammy Awards, he won another award for You Don't Have to Call and shit, yo. So that shit is crazy. So he won 2 separate years for the same album, like 2 different songs, but the same album and shit. That shit is crazy, man.
They allowed to do that?
You know what I'm thinking? I think the second single might have came out later in the year. I think the second single might have came out late. Cause remember, back in the day, these albums used to stretch for fucking a year.
Yeah,
these albums stretch for a year. They would stretch the singles out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what ended up happening. Yo, now this album is a weird one. August the 16th, 2001. The late R.I.P. to the beautiful Lisa Left Eye Lopez, man. This was her only solo album. It was called Supernova, Lisa Lopez album. Now, this album was only released overseas. Overseas, man. They said the U.S. album was actually scheduled to come out October 29th, but it got canceled due to the poor sales from the overseas. So it got canceled and shit, man. The first single that they released, like I said, in the UK was it was called The Block Party. It became a top 20 hit in the UK, but like I said, it didn't perform well in the US. So, like I said, they just pretty much, when an album released, it was just canceled. They just canceled everything. They canceled all the singles. It was just done. So, I actually went back and listened to that Block Party song. It's weird, man. It's weird. I don't know how to. It's like, it's definitely pop. It's like definitely like Euro pop. And the video is it's on YouTube. The video is on YouTube, and it's just her like at a block party with a whole bunch of like little kids, like at a kids party, and she's like dancing in the street with a whole bunch of little kids. Then it's like cartoons and stuff. It's weird. Man. So, but shout out to Lopez. Left Eye. Shout out to Left Eye. The last album I'm gonna talk about for this part, classic album, another classic joint. One of the dopest artists of all times, man. My love, Miss Mary J. Blige, man. Yes. August the 28th. She dropped that No More Drama. No more drama in my life. Classic. Yo, Mary J. Blige is the shit, yo. I was watching this video the other day. I said, man,
you just posted something, right? I just saw that,
man. Watching her, she was performing live and shit. She was doing that fucking No More Drama song live, man. She sound amazing, just like the fucking record, yo. I said, wow. Who the fuck said Mary J. Blige can't sing? That's a thing. So I heard hating ass Miss Jones say that shit, man. I was like,
oh yeah, on that
thing? Yeah, I was like, that's what people say Mary J. Blige can't sing. Mary J. Blige is a fucking amazing, sound just like the fucking album, man. So anyway, we ain't giving no more drama to that bullshit. So like I said, her 5th studio album, 6 times platinum worldwide. That Family Affair classic joint right out the gate. Woo! And then she had that Dance With Me. That shit is another classic joint, man. I said that No More Drama. No more drama in my life. No one's gonna make me hurt again. Yo,
I like when at the end the build up. No more drama. That build up is crazy.
Go ahead. Damn. That's it. Ooh, that shit is emotional, yo.
And don't lie, man. Shout out to, we just mentioned them, Family Affair remix.
Right. Yeah.
The family in here. Everybody put their hands in the air. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like I said, just classic. And it's no accident. It's no fucking accident that Mary J. Blige, every fucking album she put out, had at least fucking 2 or 3 classic songs on it. That ain't no mistake. That ain't no mistake. That's not a mistake at all. She's definitely the queen, man. I don't give a fuck. Mary J. Blige is the greatest of all times. That to me, she's the greatest of all times. Period. Ain't nobody fucking
greatest living.
Ain't nobody fucking Mary J. Blige, man. Beyonce is good. She ain't fucking Mary J. Blige, man. And Rainy Days also was another single drop, another classic.
Oh yeah,
Rainy Days. Rainy Days is dope and shit, man. But that's it though. That's it for my albums in 2001 August, man. My brother Lou Hall, let's get it with the movies, kid.
All right, let's get into these movies, man. We're going to start off August 2001. As I stated before, 2001 was a special year for me. I graduated high school. Now getting ready to go into my first freshman year of college, which was wild. I will definitely say that. Shout out to my Charleston homies. Yeah, it was definitely a wild year. But that's why my ass ain't got no degree now.
Yeah, what I'm saying, dude, fucking work, man. I think we all wild out in college. We all wild out in college, man. The small ones did what they had to do. Us knuckleheads, man. Come on.
Exactly. It was too much.
Us sheltered knuckleheads.
Right before I ended up checking into that freshman dorm on August the 3rd, man, we had two movies that grossed a lot. Like this August, there were some pretty good heavy hitters. The first one, I won't get into the big one right now. I'm gonna get to the first one. Before you seen this woman in the movie, Anne Hathaway, before you saw her as Catwoman in The Dark Knight, well, not The Dark Knight, Dark Knight, the last Batman movie in the trilogy, Dark Knight Rises. Before Catwoman, she actually played a princess, which this is the movie that put her on the map. And this movie was called The Princess Diaries. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was a comedy, but it grossed 165 million in the movie theaters.
Okay, a lot of money, man.
Oh yeah. Now you thought that was a lot. When I get to this next movie that dropped that same day, this was a sequel. This sequel made 347 million.
Fucking Pootie Tang too?
Not quite. But this did feature a comedian,
okay,
and an action star. We talked about this guy before. On my Nuff Respect
dude. Got it.
I'm talking about the one, the only Chris Tucker. And I'm talking about the movie Rush Hour 2.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yes.
Classic
like
joint,
I said,
man.
347 million.
This
was definitely the highest grossing movie in August. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the highest grossing movie that summer, because you know summer was the year of the blockbusters.
Exactly.
All right. So we all know about Rush Hour 2. If you haven't seen Rush Hour 2, man, y'all need to go out and check that out. That 100%. Is one hilarious. All right. So the next movie I'm gonna talk about came in not as high, but almost. The next grossing highest movie over the summer, August the 10th. This was another sequel. So with this one, this movie was, featuring my man Jason Biggs, Eugene Levy,
another classic.
Thomas Ian Nicholas, Sean William Scott, Shannon Elizabeth, Tara Reid. I'm talking about Stifler's mom. I'm talking about none other, and that was Jennifer Coolidge, by the way. None other than American Pie 2.
No doubt. I blame her. I 100% blame her.
Oh, of course.
I blame her for my little affliction and shit.
Of course. Right. Dropping that same exact day. This was a smaller movie, but it did a little something in the movie theater. This was a weird movie, but I gotta shout it out because of the voices that were in the movie and who was in the movie. So I'm gonna start off with the main character in the movie. I'm talking about my man. Talking about Chris Rock.
Okay.
I'm talking about Bill Murray. I'm talking about Lawrence Fishburne. I'm talking about Brandy Norwood. Not shout to this guy because he switched teams, but at the time we was rocking with him. I'm talking about Kid Rock. You had Ron Howard. You had William Shatner. Oh my God. This movie I'm talking about Osmosis Jones.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck are you
I heard
talking
of it.
about?
I
This
heard of
shit?
it. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
I never
yeah,
Come
seen
on
it though.
now.
I never seen it. Yeah, okay.
yeah. It
That's
didn't
what's
make
up.
didn't make a whole lot of noise, but because of the
Yeah,
voices, I felt I needed to mention that.
no doubt.
Um,
No doubt.
then on the same day, this horror movie came out. 207 million that it grossed in the movie theater.
Ooh, that's a lot for a horror
Um,
movie. Yeah.
oh yeah. Um, and it's only one person that we really know in the movie, and I'm
Mm.
talking about Nicole Kidman. The others,
Others was dope. Others was a dope
yeah,
movie, yo. That's one
it
with
was.
100 kids in the attic or some shit.
Yeah,
That's the other. Yeah,
yeah,
others
yeah,
was
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Others was dope.
That
That
was a
shit was
dope
dope.
movie.
That
Yes,
was dope.
sir.
Nice twist
Um.
ending and shit. Dope, man.
Oh yeah. The next movie I'm gonna talk about came out on August 24th. Two movies I'm gonna talk about real quick. Um, Now these didn't make a whole lot of money compared to what was in the movie theater, but still definitely worth mentioning. Um, this movie was a how can you say this was a derivative of a cult classic movie. They kept coming up with different movies out of the cult classic. When I name this movie, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. A little movie called Mallrats. Y'all ever heard of that
Okay.
before?
Of course. Come on, man.
Okay, so in Mallrats, you had the main star Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Um, yes. Jason
Muse.
Mewes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Mewes. So in this movie, this was a the third, I believe it's third movie, or was it the second? Was it the third or the second? Um, Featuring Chris Rock
What?
in the movie.
His movies?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
their
Okay.
movies.
Oh, the movie you're talking about was the third one. Was it the third? Maybe the fourth. I think the fourth.
Um, just the all-star cast in the movie. Chris Rock. You had Will Ferrell, Shannon
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth, who I just mentioned in American Pie, Ben Affleck playing
Mm-hmm.
himself, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and of course, if you're nerds, you know that's from Star Wars. So this
Mm-hmm.
person, these group of people I'm talking about are associated with comic book world. Judd Nelson, Tracy Morgan, Sean William Scott, who I just mentioned again. And the funniest person on this movie, George Carlin playing the hitchhiker. Yo, yo, this movie I'm talking about is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
No doubt.
Oh my
Yes. Okay.
God.
See, I think you're talking about Dogma and shit. Okay. Jay and Silent Bob. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the
Yeah.
third one then. Yes, the third
This is
one.
the third one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Chasing Amy was the first one. Chasing Amy. Chasing Amy or Mallrats. One of the two. I can't remember which one was from.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about Jason Amy.
Yeah, Chasing Amy was early.
Yeah.
One of those two. But yeah, Jason, yeah. Oh, this is my come on, man. This is my shit. I got this. This is one of my first fucking DVDs I ever bought. This definitely was like one of my first 5 DVDs I ever bought. I watch this shit every single fucking day. I know this shit word for word, line for line. Classic shit.
And then that same day, like I said, this didn't make a whole lot of noise, but I saw it. I didn't see it in the movie. I saw it when it came to DVD. So this movie that came out featuring Ice Cube,
Okay,
Natasha Henstridge,
okay,
Jason Statham, a young Jason Statham, Pam Grier. This movie I'm talking about, Robert Carradine. I forgot about to mention him. This movie I'm talking about, John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars.
Oh, nah.
That was a horror movie where they was like on Mars.
Never seen.
Dang.
Never seen.
Dang. Ice Cube movie you've never seen.
Nope, never seen. I didn't even know he was in a fucking horror movie and shit.
Yeah.
Other than fucking Anaconda.
No doubt. Okay, so I'm going to talk about one more movie that's going to be the end of August of 2001. This movie was another horror movie that came out. Now, you should definitely be familiar with this movie. It had a creepy tune to it. This movie was featuring Jason Long. and that's really the only person we knew in the movie at that time. But this spun a sequel. But we're talking about the first movie and that sequel. It was a record that played, and it was very weird. And the record was Jeepers Creepers, when you get those peepers.
That's a crazy ass movie, man.
Yo, I'm talking about Jeepers
Jeepers
Creepers.
Creepers. Nah, that's the one where they driving and the dude is following them in the fucking truck and shit.
Yes.
That's a scary ass shit. Anybody that drive fucking, especially you driving in the area you don't know, some dude come up on you in this fucking truck. That could be some scary shit. Yo, you in the middle
and
of the
flying
middle
with wings.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I think I saw this shit in the movies, yo.
Me too.
I saw this shit in the movies and shit. Yeah, that's what's up. That's some good shit, man. Jay and Silent Bob, fucking
yes, sir.
Jeepers Creepers, yo. That Jay and Silent Bob, the one that came out last year or 2 years ago. That shit is terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
That shit is don't. Just don't.
Well, unless, they signed on to
unless. Man, you know, partake in a little something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe that might enhance the viewing and shit. Yeah.
Okay. They just signed on to do Mallrats too. So that's happening.
Nah.
They're doing too much with these sequels.
They just rehashing old. They rehashing like Jay and Silent Bob was funny in 2001. They doing the same jokes from 2001 and fucking 2021. That's the problem. That is the problem and shit. But yo, shout out to Kevin Smith, man, because he's getting some flack for this new He-Man joint on Netflix. Yep. I think this shit is dope. I
was watching it. Yeah,
I like it. It's really dope, man. I don't know if it's these sexist men because you know what I'm saying, because it's following more of Tila's story and shit. I don't know if that's what they beefing about, but I mean, it's called the fucking Master. I mean, He-Man is anyway. I don't want to spoil the shit, but it's following Tila, which is dope. They put another spin on Masters of the Universe, man. And that's only part 1. We know what is gonna happen to part 2. So I don't
exactly.
People acting stupid, man. But shout out to Kevin Smith, yo.
Most definitely. All right, so we're gonna pass it on to my man Recess with the sports. Hit us with that sports of 2001.
Good shit, Lou Hall. Yo, check this out. I only got one story, guys. But guess what? It's a sad story.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But you know what? Not so much sad as it is bad and disappointing. Okay. But let's get to it.
All right.
Let's go.
In 1991, I discussed Carl Lewis. Right? I'm going to keep it in the same vein. And I'm going to talk about in August 6th of 2001, this athlete had a string of 42 consecutive 100-meter final victories snapped. Okay. It was at the World Athletics Championships in Edmonton, Canada. The same year earlier, she had won an ESPY Award of Sports Person of the Year. This person shared it with Tiger Woods. The person I'm talking about, unfortunately, is Marion Jones.
Oh, man.
It's unfortunate, but yes, she is one of the most decorated, or was the most decorated athletes in all of American sports. And of course, because of her disqualification and her testing positive for steroids, all those medals were rescinded.
That's crazy, yo.
Of course, it started out in August of 2001, and it took her almost more than 6 years, guys. After years of angry denials and the triple gold medal winning American sprinter Finally, she admitted to using steroids.
Damn.
She pled guilty to lying to federal investigators and announced his retirement in a tearful apology. All her medals were returned to the United States Olympic Committee.
Damn, that's crazy.
Only to say this. You know, they tried that shit with Carl Lewis too. You know, in early 2000s, they came up with tests that they ran, and they said, but they were like, "Come on, guy, you can't use that shit. That shit was fucking 10 years ago. What you trying to do over here?"
Come on, that bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, but they tried. And that's all I got for sports for August of 2001. We ready to take off, guys? We got one
more year to hit, man. One more year to hit. Let's get it.
Welcome to August of 2011. How they do that? How to do that, D? Do that again? Make the shoulders work. There you go.
We made it, baby.
We're here now.
We here now, man. All right. So this past week episode of Belligerent State of Mind, we talked about this dude, Mr. Kanye West. He dropped his latest album, Donda. On August the 8th, 2011, he dropped a collabo album with his big homie, the one and only Mr. Jay-Z. Classic shit. Talk about that. Watch the Throne, man. Watch the Throne. Classic album, man. When this album first came out, I remember for whatever reason, I wasn't really feeling this shit all the way. I have no idea why. Until a couple of years ago, I said, "What the fuck was I thinking? This shit is amazing, yo."
Right.
It's amazing, man. The story behind the album was they originally was only supposed to do like make a 5-song EP, but then they just kept making songs and shit. So they decided just making a fucking full album, yo. It was like, fuck it. Let's make it a full album, man. Album debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. They sold 436,000 copies in the first week. And they broke the iTunes first week sales record at the time and shit, man. They breaking records, yo. Album is 5-time platinum altogether. 5 times platinum. Production by, of course, Kanye West. 88 Keys. Hit Boy, who's like the rave of the town right now. Pete Rock. Mike Dean, that production on it. The Neptunes. Q-Tip. The RZA. Come on, man.
No ID.
All-star cast of producers, man. Shout out to all of them. We can be here all night, but just talk about the singles and shit. That Otis, man, that fucking Otis. These motherfuckers come with this Otis show.
Now you talk about your karaoke with Metallica. This is my karaoke because I know both verses. Every time I will play both verses. I get crazy.
That's what it is, man. That's the shit.
D, am I bugging? But if you recall, Niggas in Paris came out way before this album.
Oh, Niggas in Paris came out a little while before. Yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay.
Of course.
I'm not bugging if I would say almost 2 years before.
Something like that. Some crazy shit. I was gonna get to that.
They came out way before because I remember being I remember, and it was crazy. And that's why it's so crazy when you are not watching the Throne at the very end. That's what they decided to come out because Otis. That was way down the line. If I remember correctly, Niggas in Paris came out first. It was trend-setting. Yeah, man. This is what we were just
Ham came out first, I believe. Ham came out first.
Why don't y'all stay in your lane? Stay in your lane, nigga. Stay in your lane, nigga.
Okay,
no doubt.
So anyway, like I said, that Otis was popping. What's going on? Ham came on first. Shout out to Lift Off, man. Another dope ass song. Lift Off is dope and shit. Love that joint, yo.
Yeah,
as they said already, Ham was high. That was the first single that dropped. Ham was crazy, man. One of my favorite joints start off an album that No Church in the Wild was just amazing, yo. Banging and shit. Searching the Wild was fucking banging, man. Obviously, I'm gonna sound like he didn't say it. The number one song on this fucking album, though, to me, in my recollection, number one song on this album, this shit rang every party, every club, everywhere. It was that Niggas in Paris, yo. That shit was crazy, man.
And not only just one time at the party, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Every set, you had a set with several DJs, they played that song.
And I know for a fact, every black person that went to fucking Paris and shit that partied around this time, when this shit came on, I know they was going crazy. They was like,
Niggas in Paris.
Well, like I said, man, dope ass album collaboration joint between these two, man. They pulled it off, man. It's not easy to, to come together to make two fucking A-list artists, man. I don't know if that shit has ever been done on, honestly, man. I have to really sit down and think about it. Like 2 A-list artists and shit like this, like top of the genre artists came together and made a collaboration album, man. Only thing I can think of right on top of the head is Jay-Z and R. Kelly and shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure there's more. I mean, they was at the top of the R. Kelly was at the fucking top of the fucking R&B charts when they did that shit. And like I said, Kanye and Jay-Z too. So shout out to them for that joint. August 23rd, shout out to the Game. He dropped his 4th album called The Red Album, the RBD Red Album.
Yes, man. Yes.
Classic joint. Debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts, man. Yeah, they released that shit with fucking Red Nation. That was the first joint. Woof.
Lil Wayne
release. Yep. Red Nation and Pot of Gold too, man.
So, and you can't forget about the single that made Kendrick Lamar basically mainstream. I'm talking about The City, where Kendrick Lamar came on there and ate that verse.
Yo, them shout out to them LA artists, man. They definitely gave props to Kendrick Lamar early on, man. I remember they had that whole, I didn't even know who the fuck he was, yo. When they had that whole, it was some kind of concert or something with Snoop in the Game. Where they stopped the shit and they was like they giving the crown to Kendrick Lamar and he was crying.
Oh yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is this dude? I was like, they co-sign. I guess he's dope, yo. They co-signed him and shit. I guess dude is dope, man. So shout out to them, man. They didn't have to do that shit. They didn't have to do
right
that
after
shit,
Section 80 drop.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to do that, man. So that's what's up. The last one I'm gonna talk about for this joint dropped on August the 29th. Man, somebody got that shit. Somebody got the YouTube playing in the background and shit, man?
No.
Am I echo? Okay. August the 29th. We talk about the Mr. Lil Wayne, man. He dropped the Carter 4. The Carter 4 dropped and shit. 9th studio album. This shit is these numbers are crazy, man. Debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts. This motherfucker sold 964,000 copies in the first week, yo. That's just ridiculous, yo. Went platinum in the first week, yo.
I went back and I played. That's funny that you mentioned that. I was playing it on Sunday, and I was listening to it. I was like, wow, because I was actually riding, and I'm like, yo, this album is actually hitting. Because when I first heard it, I was like, but then now after the replay value, I was like, wow, like Wayne is ill with these verses. Sometimes the beat selection ain't the best, but he is so ill with these verses.
Yeah, man, he definitely was ill.
Oh, now wait a minute, the funeral. He just came out with the funeral.
He definitely was. Wasn't that old songs?
That was on what?
The funeral. Wasn't that old ass songs?
A couple of them, but then he did because
Wayne definitely was.
He still had some new songs.
Old songs. Wayne definitely was amazing. He was amazing for his time, man. Shout out to Lil Wayne. The number 1 song off that joint was featuring Corey Guns, man. That 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot night. That song is crazy, man.
Shout out to Harry Belafonte.
Harry Belafonte and shit. That shit is dope, man. They had that John featuring Rick Ross, the boss. She Will featuring Drake. It's Good featuring the guy we done mentioned a million times tonight, Jadakiss. Jadakiss and Drake and shit.
Yeah.
On It's Good, man. But yeah, like I said, Lil Wayne was cool for his, he had a hell of a run. He had a hell of a run and shit, man. He had a hell of a run. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Yeah, I was gonna say something else. Shout out to Lil Wayne and shit. All right, but that's it for the music, man, for 2011, yo. Pass it on to Lou Hall with the movies.
No doubt, no doubt. I got a couple of movies to talk about, man. First movie we're gonna get into of 2011, August the 5th. This was the movie of the summer. Um, Before I talked about Rush Hour 2 making, what was it, 347 million? This next movie I'm gonna talk about of the summer of 2011 made 547 million. Oh my god. So this movie featured my man James Franco, featuring my man John Lithgow. And those are basically the only people in the movie that we know. I'm talking about Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
That's a dope ass movie, man. Oh,
Yes.
that's the second one. That's the second one.
That's the second one. That the first one didn't do all that great, but then the second one was what set the franchise off for the newer ones being made.
Is this the one where they fucking got out? Where they season them got out and shit? They was running it crazy.
Yeah,
that was in the first one.
This is the one where they had Caesar. They was training them. James Franco was training them how to actually talk, and he figured out how to talk, and that's when they went crazy in the third one.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, no doubt. So like I said, that came out. Now the second movie of the summer that grossed 335 million. What can I say about this movie? This is a movie. It's I guess you could say it's more like black trauma. Some things you don't really want to talk about along the lines of slavery, but we're talking about indentured servants. This featured, which she played a wonderful role, Viola Davis. This featured Octavia Spencer, played a wonderful role in that. And then Emma Stone, beautiful Emma Stone. The movie I'm talking about, Sissy Spacek was in the movie. Rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. This movie I'm talking about, man, we're talking about The Help.
No doubt.
I read the book. You
read the book and seen the movie, or just read the book?
I'm lying. I didn't read the book. I just saw the movie.
So yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those movies that just brings you down. You really can't watch it more than once.
I'm not into the trauma. Sorry.
Yeah. I feel you. But it won Grammys. It won awards. So shout out to them for even making this movie.
Grammys and shit for the music with the soundtrack.
No.
I meant Grammys.
What I say Grammys? I didn't mean to say Grammys.
They don't know what Grammys look like. They know what Grams look like.
Oh,
so
my God.
This movie won Oscar awards and shit. This movie won Oscar awards.
I know where you're getting at. I know what you're getting at. Yeah,
it's what I don't have to get anywhere. It's the fucking cold hard facts. That's when niggas gotta fucking be slaves and shucking and jiving, or be evil cops, or be rape victims to white men to get fucking Academy Awards.
Or show their titties.
Yeah, were you talking about Training Day and Monsters Ball?
Yep, 100%.
Damn, D.
Shout out to them for getting it.
And they gotta be fucking abusive, fucking molesting mothers and shit. They gotta be that shit
too.
To get Academy Awards.
Now you're talking about the big girl, Precious.
Yeah.
Dag, D, you talking innuendos.
But no, it's facts.
That's what happens.
All facts.
How did I guess all the movies that he was saying, right?
Because that's the only
crooked cops are raped by white people.
Well, you know what?
Abusive mothers.
What's the movie about who were with NASA? That I will give
that movie. Is fucking amazing, man. That's an amazing movie. We saw that shit in the movie theaters. I can't even Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Yeah.
Amazing movie.
And shout out to the AKAs listening, because those are y'all's founders. Shout out to y'all.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's the kind of shit that should be winning fucking award. Anyway, trying to get me started, man.
I know.
With that help shit, man. Shout out to the actors though. When they got their money and shit. They got their money, but I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah, what you got to do to get it.
It's what
Absolutely.
It is,
Cicely is rolling in her grave right now.
Cicely know better be playing somebody's slave and shit. Come on, Cicely. Come on.
And she was very choosy about her roles, by the way.
You gotta turn that shit down, yo. Like, nah, I'm good, baby. No, thank you, sugar. no, thank you, sugar.
But yet she was anti-blaxploitation. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's why I said she was very choosy in her roles.
Now, what was her role in this movie anyway? What I never seen.
I can't even remember.
Oh, you don't even.
Like I said, I only watched it one time.
Okay,
and I can't watch it again.
Who's this? Lee Daniels? This Lee Daniels?
Yeah, you see the trend, right?
You see the trend. I don't fuck with Lee Daniels. Anyway, go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, we can talk about that all night. Next movie I'm gonna talk about August 19th. I'm giving this some mention just because this was a remake of an older movie, of a classic movie, featuring my man Jason Momoa. Had Rachel Nichols, had Rose McGowan, and the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because it's a remake and it got my man Aquaman in the movie. I'm talking about Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, I didn't even know that he did Conan. Okay.
Yo, my bad. You said Rachel Nichols?
That's what I was about to say, for ESPN?
No, not from ESPN. This is an actress.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Rachel.
Me too.
If y'all saw G.I. Joe, she was Scarlett O'Hara. If y'all can think back.
Long time
ago.
Probably,
yeah.
A long time ago. I don't remember that.
No doubt. But yeah, that dropped. Like I said, the only reason why I mention it, because you got to give him props. Definitely a great actor.
I ain't know that. I didn't play Conan. That's what's up. I mean, the original is classic. The original, that's one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Grace Jones, right?
Yep.
And Bridget Nielsen. That shit is a classic.
The last movie I'm gonna mention, I actually like this movie. It didn't really get a whole lot of great reviews, but I like the movie. This was a movie that actually dropped. It dropped on August the 26th. So, just like I said, this is the last movie I'm gonna talk about, featuring the lovely, the beautiful Zoe Zelanda. Yeah, you already know what I'm about to say. This was an action thriller movie. I'm talking about Colombiana. And I give this movie some props just because you never seen that?
I never even heard of this shit. You said
Colombiana? Don't Malcolm and Marie me.
Colombiana?
Yeah, Colombiana. The fact that it was a lead role by a black actress and it was an action flick with the starring lead role as an actress. That's why I got to shout this one out. She basically grew up. It was like she was an assassin, and basically because her parents were murdered, when she was a child, and then she turned herself into a professional killer, working for her uncle. And basically, her goal is to track down who killed her parents.
Wow, I never even heard of this. I never even seen this cover. I never seen nothing about this movie before. I'm gonna check this shit out.
Yeah, man,
that's what's up.
But that's gonna be all the movies of August for 2011. Let's end this. Let's kick it off. Kick it to my man Recess with the sports.
Yo, thank you, Lou Hall. And I have nothing for sports, so I'm just gonna say, get for real. We don't always go through this shit. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait.
Like the end of the summer and shit, right? Ain't never really going on end of the summer, right?
I think it's the end of the fucking world. You see what they're talking about? 1991. Everything happened when we were little, man. Nothing happened no more. So, just because I was fishing, right? I got a sports story. Okay. It's more like basketball wise. Okay. I'm gonna take it to Brooklyn. Okay. I'm gonna take it to the Brooklyn Nets. I'm gonna take it to one of the big men that they had, when they had when they were about to come over. I believe he was on the squad recently or at the time. Brooklyn, when they came over from Jersey.
Okay.
Brooke Lopez.
Talk about the other one.
Drama. He ain't got no drama at all, man. I know he ain't Brooke Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking Chris Humphries.
Oh,
yep.
This fucking dude, yo. This dude, yo. What the hell happened to him anyway and shit, man?
I don't know what happened with him. But we just spoke on the Belligerent State of Mind about Donda.
Yeah.
Right? So, this is also a Kanye West sports story. Okay? On August 20th of 2011, basketball player Chris Humphries in a private estate in Monticello, California, weds socialite and model Kim Kardashian. And that's all I got for sports for August.
So you ain't want to say how long that lasted?
Come on, let's not talk about the bad things unless it's a Kanye West album. But other than that, we ain't got to talk about. Come on, man, you can't stop beating a dead horse, man.
And Kanye, fucking he was bragging. He was talking some shit to Chris Humphries. He's calling him out in songs and shit.
Yes.
And you know what? When you talk about it, I was like, what the fuck happened to this dude? He don't post a lot. I want to go check out his fucking social media. He's just living his best life, man. He's just living his life, yo.
Is he retired now?
Oh, he been retired, man. I don't know what the fuck he retired. Like he has a. If you go to his Instagram, he has a the Players Tribune where they write articles and shit. He got his articles from 2019. I never wanted to be that guy, and yeah, man.
And I could tell.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
I could tell. I mean, he was young. He was 26 years old. Damn. And she was 30. So he found another girl, 26 years old, found another older girl, more popular than the most popular girl in the world. And he fell, you know what I'm saying? That happens.
Yo, his fucking Players show. I just skimmed through his Players Tribune article. At the end, he says, and of course, thank you to Jay for not dropping me from the team and shit. Remember Kanye had that line and shit? I should have told Jay to drop you from the team. That's crazy, man. That is crazy, yo. God damn. 13 good years and out. Shout out to Chris Humphries, man. I hope he living his best life, getting his money, man. I hope he was smart with his investments. And I mean, these dudes make so much money. They don't even have to do shit ever again if they do it right, man. So shout out to him, man.
And that's all I got for sports for August of 2011.
2011, man. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. Treys, 20s and Dimes coming to an end. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. BeatsPodsandLife.com and BeatsPodsandLife on Instagram. You can follow me at Dame Flavor Style on Instagram, y'all. Peace.
Oh man, it's your boy Lou Hall. Like I said, I'm about to pull out. That's a wrap. Yo, you can definitely find me on Instagram and Snapchat. That's gonna be Lou Hall is IZ back BACK. Lou Hall is IZ back BACK. Also, you can hit me by email. That's gonna be LouHall803 at yahoo.com. LouHall803 at yahoo.com.
No doubt. And this is your boy Recess. I be on that Twitter at Southside Recess, one word, and on the IG at GETDAFUCOUTAHERE. Get the fuck out of here.
No doubt. Getting the fuck out of here, man. We out.
Yep. Hold out. She ain't pregnant.
Yo, that's crazy.